Welcome into Danbury Arena. I'm Josh Starr, joined by Jim Cerny and Chad Oakland-Jolin. Hat-tricks and Watertown Wolves tonight. The hat-tricks 1-0-0 on the season. A regulation win and overtime win. The Wolves come in at 3-1, and we're excited. It's the third hat-tricks game of the season. Jim, it was a 10-day layoff for the hat-tricks, and so far, they made good use of their time.
Yeah, Coach Dave McIsaac was telling me that he actually looked forward to the break. You know, everyone's excited opening night, opening weekend, play a couple games. But from a coach's perspective, he said, listen, we only had 4 days of training camp. I'm just getting to know these guys. I learned a lot in the first 2 games of the season, but they got in some really good practice time. Also really worked on their conditioning that maybe they didn't get the chance to over 4 days of a training camp. So there was that. And then off the ice, Johnny Ruiz, the new captain of the team, kind of took them under his wing, and they did a lot of bonding, a lot of team bonding in the past 10 days. That included they went bowling one night. They had a bowling night, a lot of competition. He said guys got very, very serious about it. But, you know, they also they did some go-kart racing. They took a team hike. And then Johnny Ruiz actually ran a captain's practice where the coaches did not show up that day. It was something Dave McIsaac says he thinks is good for team chemistry and team bond building. And so, you know, the hat-tricks feel good about what they did with their time off, but they are itching to get going. And, of course, tonight starts a stretch of 3 games in 4 nights.
Yeah, the busiest stretch so far this season for the hat-tricks, Chad. It was an offensive performance in the first weekend against Port Huron. 12 goals in the 2 games. Hat-tricks will look to build on that tonight.
Absolutely. Dmitry Kuznetsov looks to stay hot, got a hat trick in the opening game. You know, you put up 12 goals in 2 games, never going to be bad. I think the crowning achievement of that weekend, though, the crowds are back. Danbury has fans in the building again. It was a lot of fun to see them out here. There's a lot out here tonight for a midweek game. Should be a lot of fun.
Jim, before we head to break and come back with the opening puck drop, a couple roster moves for the hat-tricks this week. Tell us about them.
Yeah, well, Alex Kilchefsky, and this is what happens when you're, in the minor leagues. You're always having to deal with a fluctuating roster. Alex Kilchefsky was loaned to Huntsville in the Southern Pro League. Already played his first 2 games with them this week. So, it's good for the kid. Rookie, played 2 games here. But it's, now you got to backfill. You got to fill his spot. And, the hat-tricks also lost, Matthias Kasich. Matty Kasich is not going to play tonight and might be done for the season. He got hurt in the second game. The big addition is Dustin Gesso, who's going to be kind of rounding out their third line. And Coach McIsaac was telling me that he's very excited about this because now he feels that he's got offensive production in all 3 lines, and he can trust those 3 lines defensively the way he's laid them out. So that's going to be the big addition offensively for them. Again, a couple more changes that we'll talk about during the broadcast.
All right, it's the hat-tricks and the Wolves coming up here on the hat-tricks YouTube page. We will have puck drop coming up for you right after this. We are just about ready for puck drop here from Danbury Arena. Josh Starr with Jim Cerny and Chad Oakland-Joel, and they'll get to the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the Danbury Hat-Tricks in goal, Cooper Cdot. He was able to register an .889 save percentage, but 2 wins in the opening series. A couple new guys in the lineup or at least one new guy in the lineup for the Hat-Tricks tonight. It'll be Dustin Gesso on the left wing, centered by Kodiak White Duck, and then Corey Anderson on the right wing. Dimitri Daniluk and Vinny Susi, the D pair, to start for the Hat-Tricks. For Watertown, it's Greg Hussey in goal, Mike Mann on the left wing, Rocco DiCostanzo at center. On the right wing, Johnny Bonta, the D pair, Brennan Ash and Zach Huggins. And we are just about ready to drop the puck here from Danbury Arena. The Hat-Tricks in the home blacks. Rabbit on the front in the hat, the Wolves in their road whites, blue helmets. And Anderson will take the draw here against DiCostanzo to start things off. Anderson wins it back to his own blue line. Daniluk up the left wing, and he'll play it in deep. Anderson chases there. Early in the first period in the far corner, it is Dustin Gesso, his first action as a hat trick. He turns the puck down towards the circle. It's stopped by the Wolves, and DiCostanzo clears the center. White Duck hammers right back in, 20 seconds in. Behind his own net, Huggins leaves it up the right wing. It's tipped forward. Anderson stops it at first, and now it's all the way across near side man. Man at the left circle of the hat-trick zone. Spun off the puck by Easton Oliver, another new player for the Hat-Tricks tonight. Atwell now behind his own net, leaves it up the left wing for Anderson, who will just push it out to center ice. 45 seconds played in the first period. In the neutral zone, it's Gordy Bonnell, his first shift tonight, with Johnny Ruiz and Dmitry Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov up the right wing, looking for it. It's swatted away and into the Watertown bench. 19:06 to play in the first. No score early.
You mentioned Easton Oliver. He's returning to Danbury. He was here 2 seasons ago, played 5 games, didn't score a point for the Hat-Tricks. 31-year-old defenseman, gives them some size, gives them experience, and of course takes Kilchefsky's spot in the lineup, and he also takes his number 2 sweater as well.
Johnny Ruiz will take a neutral zone draw against McDonald, and McDonald's able to win it. Up the right wing, it's Mercurio tipping into the hat-trick zone. Gordy Bonnell retreats, backhands behind his own net to Oliver in the near corner, who swings it forward, past Ruiz all the way down the ice, and it will go for icing. 1:09 into this one, no score.
And, of course, the other new player that we mentioned, and he really is a new player making his hat-tricks debut, is 29-year-old Dustin Gesso, who brings, again, a lot of experience, good scorer, good offensively, but very responsible defensively, and that's really what Coach McIsaac likes about him.
Ruiz wins the draw in his own zone. Atwell up the left wing to Bonnell, who chips forward. Racing for it is Ruiz. He won't get there. It's Talipov for Watertown. Behind his own net, up the left wing, is passed out of the reach of Jemayev, and the Hat-Tricks will take over at center. Daniluk flutters in into the near corner. 90 seconds in to action here. Kuznetsov from the circle fires one. It's in front, blocked away by Gorman. He'll take it behind his own net for Watertown and start to break out to McDonald. 3-on-2 for Watertown, right to left through center ice. McDonald, the leading scorer, drops it off for Jemayev, and now McDonald's shot wrap around behind the net. Jemayev sealed off by Finberg behind the cage. Finberg trying to get out of trouble in his own zone, cannot. At the top of the slot, it's McDonald who's shoved off the puck by Daniluk. The Wolves keep it in the zone. Jemayev to the top of the far circle. It's McDonald. McDonald walking the line now at the high slot. Coming to the left circle. His shot off of Steve Mealy's leg and out to the blue line. A shot in on goal. CDOT sees it all the way and will cover up. 17:51 to play in the first. No score.
Well, you mentioned Steve Mealy's name there. He was a little bit of a question mark heading into today's game. Has a bit of a sore groin, even despite the 10 days off. Working hard, conditioning hard, and he has a little bit of a tender groin. Was a question mark whether he could go, but he is in the lineup tonight for the Hat-Tricks.
Tricks win the draw behind the net. Oliver working his way up the left wing, chips it to center, glove down at center by Taylor and into the Hat-Trick zone. The Wolves stop there. It's poked right back out to neutral ice. 2.5 played here from Danbury. No score between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Behind the Hat-Tricks net, Oliver up the right wing to White Duck. White Duck, his cross-ice feed blocked out of the air and taken by Day. Across for McKechnie, it's Anderson who finds it for Danbury. Out through center, turned over to McKechnie in the top of the hat-trick zone. Oliver finds it right back. His stretch pass for Gesso. Gesso at the right circle for White Duck. His snapper is saved by Hussey and turned right back by the Wolves. Good chance for the hat-tricks 3 minutes in. And they go offside. 3:02 in to play here from Danbury Arena. No score between the hat-tricks and Wolves. Good chance there for Danbury.
Yeah, good chance. And then coming back the other way off the rebound, Watertown had a 3-on-2, and I don't think Coach Brent Clark can be too happy that you're offside when you have a 3-on-2.
That'll give a neutral zone draw here outside the hat-trick zones. Won by Finberg. Now Daniluk up the left side will fling one in. Hussey out of the cage to play it behind. Up the far boards. Finberg can't grab it, and the Wolves come out the other way. Mike Mann up the left wing, off his skate into the hat-trick zone. In the corner, trying to turn it in front. Susi back after missing the second game of the season, and it will be turned right back out to center ice. 3.5 played here from Danbury Arena. Here's Mann right back into the hat-trick zone. Drops it for DiCostanzo. Fires a shot just wide to the near side. And Ruiz finds the rebound. Cross ice to Bunnell. Bunnell streaking into the zone. Winds blast. And it's tipped wide. Into the corner, Ash on the left side of his own zone will flutter to center. And the hat-trick settle down there. D to D. Atwell to Oliver. Fires from neutral ice into the glove of Hussey. 16:04 to play. First period, no score.
And there's one other newcomer to the Danbury Hat-Tricks, in fact, making his professional hockey debut, 20-year-old Tobias Ogick. And yes, if that name's familiar to you, not so much Tobias, but Ogick, he is the son of former NHL tough guy Gino Ogick.
Ruiz wins the draw. We'll see. Ogick hasn't gotten on the ice yet tonight. This is his professional debut, as you mentioned. Here, the hat-tricks in their own zone. Kuznetsov turning back behind his own net. 4 minutes played from Danbury Arena. Atwell up the left wing. Bunnell trying to chip it forward for Ruiz. It's flagged down by McDonald. Turned right back to the hat-trick zone. Oliver getting a lot of ice time early on in his debut this season for the hat-tricks, and Ruiz can't control a pass from him. It's taken by Watertown. Behind the Wolves net, it's McDonald. Up the right wing. Taylor, cross ice feed off of Jemaev's skate, and will go all the way down for icing. 15:23 to play in the first.
Hat City Physical Therapy is the physical therapy provider for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Their facility is located on Federal Road right here in Danbury. Hat City Physical Therapy is owned and operated by the medical director of the Hat-Tricks, Dr. Lee Day. Dr. Lee and his staff provide outstanding physical therapy care for a range of diagnoses and problems. Give them a call for all of your orthopedic and physical therapy needs.
Hat-tricks offensive zone draw, scoreless, 15:20 to play. They win the draw. It's hammered deep by Gesso. Up the near boards, Daniluk can't keep it in. White Duck will have to go back and get it at his own line. He does find the puck, turns back at the circle, and will now drop it for Susi. Susi out of his own zone, through neutral ice and across the Watertown line, works to the right side, fires a shot. Hussey knocks it down. Susi all alone, doing it himself, but unable to finish. 5 minutes into this one, scoreless. Gesso right back in to the Watertown zone. Left circle out in front. Tip try. Stopped by Hussey. It was White Duck in front. Hussey able to find the rebound and cover up. 5:11 played, no score. That's the hat-trick's best chance of the night.
Absolutely, and it was Dustin Gesso in his debut with a pretty pass there with White Duck cutting to the net. So that's two good scoring opportunities on that shift. Susi making it all happen all by himself on the one, gets off a good shot, and then heading to the net where you get the greasy goals is White Duck. Pretty feed from Gesso, but a good save by Hussey.
Near side circle, face off, won by Finberg. Back to Harrison Cass at the point. Tom Mealy trying to go cross ice. He finds Kenny Garrett down low to Steve Mealy in the far corner of the Watertown zone. Behind the net, it's Finberg trying to find his pass intercepted and now turned the other way. Slaketka up into the hat-trick zone. Deep, C-Dot out of the net, plays it up the far boards. Garrett backhands off the boards up to Tom Mealy, far wing, and he's going to come to the near side. Cass hammers in deep. Hussey out of his net to play it. 5:45 into this one, no score. The Wolves will change and settle down behind their own net. Evan Gorman, right-handed defenseman behind his own cage, and Hussey in the net is happy just hanging out there behind his own net. Will now play it up the boards. Atwell first to it for the hat-tricks. Turns it ahead for Kuznetsov, who's retreating back towards his own zone, turns right back at his own blue line, and now turns on the Jets through center ice, walks by one, out to the right circle, loses control, will fling it on net. Ruiz tried the tip, couldn't connect, off the right pad of Hussey, and the Wolves clear it up the boards, not out of the zone. Kuznetsov keeps it in. Bonnell in the near corner. Bonnell working down low behind the net, turns back to the point. Oliver, D-to-D across Atwell, left point. Oliver, now actually Bonnell down low, and it will be a penalty call. This is going to be against Watertown. 13:25 to play, no score. Hat tricks look like they're going to be going on the Ferrer Electric power play for the first time tonight.
You know what I like from the hat trick so far early in this game, Josh? You know, we talked a lot in the last broadcast about their lack of discipline. So far they're playing a very, very structured defensive game. To this point, they're really controlling the middle part of the ice through the neutral zone, and they've been very aggressive and on the forecheck as well to success, especially these last 2 or 3 shifts. Let's see what they can do with the power play.
They win the draw, the Wolves, and are able to clear it down the ice. It got by Mealy at the point. Comes back into the hat trick zone. 13:15 to play in the first. 10 seconds in to a Danbury power play. The first one of the night brought to you by Ferrer Electric. Here's Tom Mealy at his own line. Leaves it for Daniluk, far side. Back to Mealy on the near wing, and he'll turn into the zone. At the top of the circle, he'll cut back. Goes across ice to Susi. Top of the left circle. Down low, Gesso working on the power play in his first game with the hat tricks. Spins by at the left circle, now back to Susi at the point. Walking the line, back down the left side. Gesso centering pass off a body in front, and Daniluk finds it. Mealy down low in the corner, 40 seconds into the man advantage. Daniluk, shot from the point. Anderson in front, couldn't find it. It's off of Hussey, and back to Tom Mealy on the right wing. At the circle, back to the point. Center point is Daniluk. Fires a shot off of DiCostanzo. Now a pass right back from Susi to Daniluk. Down low, Gesso. Far corner, out in front for Tom Mealy. Couldn't find him, and it seeps all the way back to Daniluk, whose shot is stopped in front. Halfway through the power play, 12:19 to go in the first, scoreless, and the hat tricks will change units. Boarding the call on Ramil Talipov for Watertown. Steve Mealy up the right wing, through into the Wolves zone. 35 to go on the power play. Atwell, center point, leaves it for Kuznetsov, left circle. Walking back to the top of the zone, now leaves a puck for Atwell. Back to Kuznetsov, winds, and a blast on the one-timer is tipped out of play behind the net. 11:49 to play in the first. 24 seconds on the power play, no score.
Yeah, Watertown's doing a good job staying in that 4-man box in front of Hussey, and Danbury having a lot of trouble there getting clear shots through.
Here's Ruiz to take the draw. Left side circle with 20 seconds to go on the power play. He wins it back to Steve Mealy. At the left point, down low, Bonnell in the corner. Back to Mealy. At the point, left side shot through traffic, just wide, and Ruiz tries to hammer the rebound home from behind the net. It's stopped by Hussey. 11 seconds to go on the power play.
You know what I liked about that? Ruiz is in front. He's setting up the screen, and he took his right hand off his stick as Steve Mealy was trying to decide what to do from the left point, and he gave a signal. And then Mealy put the shot towards the net, looking for the deflection from Ruiz. Good communication between the two hat tricks there.
Danbury wins the draw. 5 seconds left on the power play. Atwell at the point from Steve Mealy. He fires a shot through traffic. It's stopped by Hussey. Right side circle. It is Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov back at even strength now for both teams. Mealy left circle. Snaps one. It's stopped by Mercurio, and the outlet for McDonald. 2-on-1 for Watertown. McDonald over to man, out in front, backhand scores. Just like that. The hat tricks with the chance on one end. The power play runs out. It's an odd man rush for Watertown. They go down and capitalize with 11:05 to play. It's 1-0 in the first. Watertown.
Well, it's a breakdown there. You know, you have the opportunity on the power play. It's a good kill by Watertown. They get the man back on the ice, and they quickly transition the other way, and they create a 2-on-1, an odd man rush, and Justin McDonald is the guy who makes this offense go for Watertown. He picks up the assist with a pretty pass. Man goes 5-hole on CDOT for the 1-0 lead.
Turnover in front, Gesso scores! Dustin Gesso! Just like that, 7 seconds later, the Hat-Tricks capitalize on a turnover in the Wolves zone. Gesso pots it home. It's 1-1. 10:37 to play in the first.
Well, that was the first time this season. It's only the third game, but it's the first time this season that the Hat-Tricks have been trailing. Didn't trail for long. 8:54 was the goal by Mann, and then just 29 seconds later, Gesso introduces himself, or reintroduces himself really, to the crowd here at Danbury Arena.
We'll take a look at the replay here. See if we can get another look at it. Here it is. It was just a fan pass.
It's a bad pass. You know, this is why you're told, clear it up the boards. Don't throw it in front of your own net. Gesso's right there, and he's got himself an unassisted goal. And I was saying, reintroduces himself to the crowd. Of course, he played for the Danbury Titans back in 2015-16. So he's some familiarity here with him. But, you answer right back. That's the first time that they trailed all season, and they trail for only 29 seconds. They get it right back. That's what you need to do. That is the character that Coach McIsaac talks about all the time. Having the character to bounce back, answer back to adversity, and Danbury does it right there.
And it was Gesso who was the beneficiary of the turnover. He has had a knack for scoring at this level in 105 games at the FP and SPHL level. 89 points and 40 goals. He's done well for himself. Ruiz wins the draw, all tied up at 1. 10.5 to play in the first period. In the neutral zone, Mercurio backhand out in front for Jemayev next to the Hat-Tricks net. Now back out in front, Mercurio fires, and CDOT slides across to make the stop. In the corner, it's the Hat-Tricks in their own zone, reeling now after scoring the tying goal. Now out in front, the net, I believe, came off. 10:15 to play, 1-1 the score. 2 quick goals, Hat-Tricks giving up a chance there, but CDOT able to make a big stop. Near side circle, face off for Ruiz. He is able to win it back against McDonald, and Atwell up the near boards, chips it high off the glass and rainbows to center ice. All the way behind into his own zone. Taylor turns it forward for Watertown. It's tipped in to the Hat-Trick zone. Halfway through the first period, tied at 1. Hat-Tricks trailed for the first time this season. It only lasted 7 seconds. They're able to make it count on the turnover, and now right back into the zone. At the left circle, backhand out in front. Finberg is stopped by Hussey, and the Wolves come back the other way. Cross ice feed Jemayev out of his reach. It will go down, no icing. And CDOT will fake out Jemayev and go right back to Daniluk on the far wing. He speeds through center. Up the left wing, now will chip it high, a knuckling puck into the near corner of the Wolves zone. 9.5 to play in the first. 1-1 the score. Up the far boards, the Wolves play it all the way down. Daniluk retreats into his own end to grab it for the Hat-Tricks. 9:15 to play, first period. 1-1 the score. Susi, cross ice feed right to left to Corey Anderson through center on the far wing. Up and trying to work by one Wolves defender. Can't get by. It's into the corner. Anderson with the puck back, upended at the circle, and now the Wolves come right to left the other way. It's McKechnie swinging to the right circle. Fires a shot high and wide. The net appeared to maybe come off. No whistle. And it's right back into the Hat-Trick zone for McDonald. The leading scorer for this team coming into play. He's unable to make anything happen. Here's Gesso, the goal scorer for the Hat-Tricks, up the right wing. Down low, walks by one, and the shot is tipped away into the corner. 8.5 to play. First period, 1-1 the score. It is a big hit in the corner from Gesso. Working out in front, White Duck couldn't find the pass. It was in his skates. Now Gesso back to Ruiz at the top of the right circle. Blast one. It's stopped by Hussey. 8:18 to play. 1-1 the score. Hat-Tricks buzzing in the offensive zone.
Josh tried the slap shot crunch, the Hat-Tricks waffle cone, and don't forget the blue and green sprinkles. Ralph the ice cream guy is a certified master ice cream maker and has a recipe fit for kings and heads of state. The ice cream guy can cater your next event. The official ice cream of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. He's creamy Ralph, the ice cream guy.
I'm a big ice cream guy.
Well, you and Ralph should hang out. Stop spending all that time with Chad. Hang out with Ralph a little bit.
Why can't Chad and I both hang out with Ralph?
Everyone likes ice cream. I mean, come on now.
All right. The three of us can hang out with Ralph then.
Hat-tricks tied at 1, 8:18 to go in the first, and a couple of big chances for Danbury. Hat-tricks unable to win the draw, and McDonald comes through center, right to left across the Hat-tricks line. McDonald stopped at the line and turned forward by Danbury. In their own zone, the Wolves playing it up the right wing, and Kuznetsov finds it for the Hat-tricks at center ice. Leaves it back for Oliver in his own zone. Oliver flings forward, looking for Ruiz. Behind him, couldn't find it, and Mercurio comes back the other way. Across the Hat-tricks line, he'll chip in deep and will chase after it himself. Jemayev one hands it forward to McDonald, and Atwell's able to find it for Danbury. Turn it forward and out of the zone. Mercurio in the neutral zone with 7.5 to play in the first. Hat-tricks in behind their own zone. 1-1 the score, 7:20 in the first. Here's Atwell coming up the zone, the neutral zone. Will chip in and go off for a change. Hussey out of the net in the corner. It's played ahead to Chemelka. Chemelka up through center. Fans on the pass. The Hat-tricks take it right back. The cross-ice feed. Ogick, his first shift of the game for Danbury, and unable to find that pass. So it's right back into the Hat-trick zone, under 7 to play in the period. Out to McKechnie. Big hit from Ogick, and he'll find the puck. He'll hammer it off the boards and up through center. Ogick announcing himself physically here on his first shift. It's chipped right back into the Hat-trick zone, near corner. Chasing after it, McKechnie leaves it off into the corner, and the Wolves play it out in front, but the Hat-tricks find it there. Out, and White Duck is able to walk right into the zone. Right circle, White Duck out in front to Anderson. Anderson, top of the slot, shot is off the shoulder of Hussey. Anderson finds the rebound, plays it on net, and now the rebound again. White Duck couldn't turn and fire. Oliver from the right point will play a puck in. It's stopped and now worked out by the Wolves. 2-on-1 for the Wolves. Here's Chemelka off to Day, and it's stopped by Atwell. Atwell now trying to spring Gesso the other way. Gesso leaves it back for Anderson. Anderson out in front, fires, scores! The pass from Gesso. And Corey Anderson able to fire it home. It's 2-1 Hat-trick, 6 to play in the first. Anderson, his second of the year, and the Hat-tricks go up 2-1.
Of course, Corey Anderson was the overtime hero 10 days ago, or 11 days ago actually, on the Saturday night. The 5-4 overtime win against Port Huron here at Danbury Arena. Scored his first goal of the season and made it count with the overtime winner. And boy, that was a beauty right there. Great feed by Gesso off the rush, and dancing around the defender was Anderson with his second goal of the season, a pretty one.
Hat-tricks have their first lead of the night. It's turned up the boards in the Danbury zone, unable to control it there. The Wolves, and it's cleared out to center. LaBelle hammers back in to the Hat-trick zone. CDOT gloves it down and plays it ahead. Bunnell up the left wing to Ruiz. Takes a hit, pushes the puck forward. 5.5 to play, first period, 2-1. Danbury leads. Daniluk up the neutral zone to Ruiz, off to Kuznetsov. His shot sails high and wide, and Bunnell finds it on the left circle. Bunnell fires out in front, and it was gloved by Hussey. 5:18 to play in the first, 2-1 Hat-tricks.
So they're going to say that there's only one assist on that goal. It should be two. I don't see how Atwell didn't get an assist. He starts the whole play with the interception and the great headman pass up to Gesso to create the odd man advantage.
Hat-tricks win the draw. Oliver unable to connect on the shot in. Falls down, but still able to play the puck forward. Good job by Oliver to recover here with 5:05 to play in the first. 2-1, Danbury leads. Up the left wing, McDonald into the Hat-trick zone. McDonald fires off the mask of CDOT, and it's into the near half wall. Jemayev chasing after it. gets it forward behind the net. McDonald against Oliver. McDonald coming away, far corner, out to LaBelle. LaBelle fires, and CDOT smothers it. 4:46 left in the first, 2-1 hat trick. CDOT a clear lane to that puck and able to see it all the way.
Yeah, Cooper CDOT has started all 3 games so far this season for Danbury. 433 goals against average, 889 save percentage, and that may not sound so great, but Josh and I both said on the broadcast Saturday, the overtime win, that we felt he was the number 1 star of the game despite allowing 4 goals, including 2 late in the third period, in which Danbury let a 4-2 lead slip into a 4-4 tie. And I asked Coach McIsaac about that as well, and he said, without a doubt, our goalie was the reason why we won that overtime game. May have allowed 4, but we could have been buried early in the game if it wasn't for Cooper CDOT. And CDOT was outstanding in that overtime, too. He stopped a breakaway. He made 2 other saves, difficult saves, and he set the stage for Corey Anderson's game-winning goal. So Cooper CDOT making his 3rd straight start here. Coach McIsaac did tell me that Will McEwen will start Friday against Port Huron and then come back with CDOT on Saturday in the rematch against Port Huron.
3 in 4 days, you got to use your backup goalie. So 4:46 to play in the first. Ruiz wins the draw in his own zone. Oliver behind the net. Hat Tricks leading 2-1 in the first. Bunnell up top of the zone, pinches the puck against the boards and clears to center. LaBelle at his own line for Watertown, fires in from center ice. 4:27 to play, 2-1. Hat Tricks lead.
This line that's out there right now, Kuznetsov with Bunnell and Ruiz. You know Ruiz and Bunnell are going to have the chemistry having played together before, but Kuznetsov has gotten into that line seamlessly as you see him always leading the odd man rushes, and even right there, puck clogged up in the half boards. Kuznetsov's swerving and curling into the neutral zone to get that puck.
Anderson wins the draw in his own zone. Susie looking for it along the half wall. 4:20 to play, first period, 2-1, Hat Tricks lead. Mann finds the puck and gets it to LaBelle at the point. D Taylor. Taylor fires a shot through traffic. CDOT kicks it to the half wall, and the Hat Tricks will go the other way. Gesso sticks it forward to himself, but Taylor beats him there. 4 minutes left, first period, 2-1 Danbury. Through the neutral zone, the Wolves into the Hat Tricks end, and the centering pass all the way through the goal mouth. Mann has it in the near corner, working against Susie. Susie pins him against the boards. Puck comes free to Corey Anderson. Under 4 in the first. 2-1 Hat Tricks. Anderson up the right wing, trying to chip it in deep, and will be able to on the second attempt. Behind the net, Hussey leaves it, and Gesso forces the turnover. Gesso out in front, knocked off the puck, but he still has it at the left circle. Gesso working down low in the corner, out in front, backhand just wide of the net. Finberg finds the rebound behind. Finberg working out to Steve Mealy at the right circle. Mealy working back to the top of the zone, flings it down low to Finberg. Finberg cutting around now. Gesso, bottom of the circle on the far side, and he's upended, unable to get a shot off. It's cleared to center. Gesso finds it at center, turns it right back in on Hussey. 3:10 to play in the first. 2-1 Danbury leads. It was 1-0 Watertown. Hat Tricks answered 7 seconds later, and then it was Corey Anderson who was able to give Danbury the lead. Icing here against Watertown. 2:59 to play. 2-1 Hat Tricks.
The founder of Plastic Chamber Technology, Coltech, is headquartered locally in Brookfield. Coltech is family-owned and operated with experience in the drainage industry dating back to the 50s. When you are talking drainage and stormwater, Coltech is the world leader. Contact them today at coltech.com.
Near side circle in the Wolves' end. Finberg wins the draw. Under 3 to play in the first. Turned right back down all the way around in the far corner. Steve Mealy unable to find the puck. Now it's back to him. Drops it back looking for his brother Tom. Couldn't connect, and now it's out to center. Up the right wing. Day stopped by the Hat Tricks. And they're right back in. Finberg, right side, is cross-ice feed off a skate and out to center. 2.5 to play. First period, 2-1 Danbury. And they're right back into the zone. Here's Finberg, left circle, centering pass, and Mealy couldn't get his stick free. Bent down low into the near corner now. It's cleared up the boards, not out. Oliver keeps it in at first. Now it's worked to center ice, and Tom Mealy finds it on the left side for Danbury. 2:10 to play in the first. Turned over in the neutral zone. Jemayeff the other way across the Hat Tricks line. Turned away by Daniluk, and now Tom Mealy will turn back behind his own net. 2 to play in the first. Leaving it for Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, we saw in the opening series, can get the legs moving up the right wing. He'll just dump it in, and Hussey will come out of his cage to play it. Hussey backhands up the far boards. Daniluk tries a one-timer there and unable to connect with it, but turns it right back in deep. LaBelle up the near boards, up for Jemayev, stopped by Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov turning toward Bunnell, unable to find him with 90 seconds to play in the period. Mercurio across the hat-tricks line, cross ice to Jemayev. Jemayev down low, bottom of the near circle, all the way out in front, through everyone into the far boards. 1:20 to play in the first. Susi able to win a puck from Jemayev in the corner and skies it to center ice. It's gloved down and right back into the hat-trick zone. 1:12 to play in the period. Susi in his own zone after CDOT played it into the corner. Turns it back behind his own net. Daniluk hard up the far boards. Bunnell couldn't handle it. And Taylor into the zone, but it would have been offside, so the Wolves will touch up. CDOT, a little bit of trouble behind his own net, leaves it for Daniluk. 53 seconds to play in the first. 2-1 Danbury. Daniluk hard off the glass, down the ice, looking for Gesso, and he couldn't find it. It was chipped high in the air in front of the Wolves bench in the neutral zone. Hat-tricks find the puck. Oliver goes all the way across far side. Atwell now in for Anderson. Anderson left circle, loses control just at the last second with 30 to play. He finds Gesso, the right circle, fires a shot off the left pad of Hussey. Back to the point, Oliver, D to D, Atwell. Atwell fakes a shot, now loses control, and it's coming the other way. It was Bonta who was stood up by Atwell, recovering. 15 seconds left in the period. Tipped into the zone on the Watertown end from White Duck. 10 seconds to play. Anderson stood up in the corner with 7 to play. White Duck battling for the puck there with Anderson. It's played up the boards. Oliver at the point, fires a shot, hits White Duck, and that will end the first period. 2-1, Danbury leads after 20 minutes. It was a goal from Watertown right as a power play ended for Danbury, but 7 seconds later, the hat-tricks were able to answer, and then it was again later with Corey Anderson able to give them the lead.
Terrific first period from Dustin Gesso. In his Danbury hat-trick debut, he scores the game-tying goal, stealing it right in front of the other team's net and putting it home. And then the beautiful feed on that 2-on-1 with Anderson. Anderson putting the hat-tricks ahead at 13:57 with his second of the season. Danbury outshot Watertown 13-8 in that first period. And I think the coaching staff of Danbury would have to be very pleased with this first period. I thought it was a disciplined period for Danbury. To be honest, I thought it was one of their best periods of the young season so far. I thought they were very good defensively. They did not give up a lot, but the one time that they made a mistake and they got caught in the odd man rush, boom, Watertown was able to take advantage.
It was one mistake, but Watertown made one of their own that got the goal right back for Danbury. So we'll head to the second period. It is 2-1 Danbury. We'll be back with a short intermission report and then the second period coming up in just a few moments. Stick with us. 2-1 hat tricks after one. We'll be back with the second. Welcome back in to Danbury Arena. It's the second period coming up. 2-1. Danbury leads over Watertown after one. I'm Josh Starr with Jim Cerny, Chad Oakland-Jolin joining us throughout the broadcast. And it was an eventful first period, a power play that was unsuccessful for the Hat-Tricks. A goal against right after it, but then the Hat-Tricks answered right away, and they lead 2-1 after the first.
Yeah, really, the story of the first period is Dustin Gesso in his Danbury Hat-Tricks debut. A goal and an assist, and he created so many other opportunities as well. It seemed every single time he was on the ice, he was creating some sort of havoc in the offensive zone and giving Watertown fits in their own end. So really strong first period for him. I'll give you an underrated guy from the first period that stood out to me. I really liked the play of Tal Finberg in that first period. He was in on the forecheck. Seemed more often than not he had the puck on his stick whenever he was on the ice. He was in good position. He was going to the net. Really liked his game in the first period. I thought he had a good debut, picked up an assist in his first professional game against Port Huron. Then I thought he tailed off in the second game against Port Huron, but he had a very, very strong first 20 minutes here tonight in this one.
Just about ready to drop the puck on the second period. Hat-Tricks will move right to left in this frame, and Watertown left to right. The Hat-Tricks in the first had Gesso, like you mentioned, get on the board. Corey Anderson, the go-ahead goal. It was Michael Mann from Justin McDonald for the Wolves. That opened the scoring, then the Hat-Trick scored two straight. We're ready to drop the puck on period number 2 here from Danbury Arena, and it is underway here in the second. Taylor after winning the draw for Watertown into the Hat-Trick zone and turned right back at the blue line. Hat-Tricks retreat into their own end. CDOT leaves it for Daniluk, 15 seconds in, who plays it ahead up for Susi. And he'll circle back behind his own cage. Susi, 30 seconds in to the second period. Danbury leading by 1. Anderson turning the Jets on up the left wing. Will turn into the Watertown zone. Upended in the corner. And it comes out free. Daniluk fires, scores! Daniluk, a free puck right at the bottom of the circle. Hammers it home. Hussey couldn't react in time. Daniluk's first of the year, and it's 3-1 Hat-Tricks, 19-19 to play in the second.
Well, Corey Anderson made that play, used his speed, bursting up the left wing. He drew attention to him, and even though he ended up on his rear end, on the seat of his pants, behind the goal line, he was able to keep that play alive. Puck squirted out in front, and Daniluk drove it between the pads of Hussey. 3-1 Danbury.
Hat-Tricks able to create offense in this game so far, just like they did in the opening series against Port Huron. Atwell dumped at center, a little bit slow getting up. The Hat-Tricks turn the puck forward deep into the Watertown zone. A minute into the second period. It's 3-1 Danbury. The goal just 41 seconds into the period. Here's Watertown up the left wing. It's Jemayev. Jemayev entered the game, tied for the team lead with 4 goals along with McDonald. And the Hat-Tricks will clear it right back down the ice into the Watertown zone. Behind the net, it's Talipov up to Jemayev, who will tip deep, but he was not at the red line yet, so 92 seconds into the second. It's a 3-1 Hat-Tricks lead and a face-off coming up in the Watertown zone.
So officially at 41 seconds of the second period, it's Daniluk, his first of the season. Anderson, who really made the play, and White Duck with the assists for Danbury.
Finberg, who Jim mentioned, a standout player in the first. He wins the draw, and the puck turned on goal, stopped by Hussey. 18:23 to play in the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury.
We do have an official change on the first goal of the evening, boys. As we said, 91 was the goal score for Watertown, so you can mark that in your box back home.
It was Mann on the 2-on-1 from McDonald. McKechnie given credit at first. Mann took it right back from him. Not going to stand for that from his teammate. And here's the hat tricks in the neutral zone. It was taken up the boards and blocked by Finberg. Finberg with a breakaway across the line. Finberg out the left circle. Finberg working out in front. Backhand try. Stopped by a sliding Hussey to his left side. And it's turned out to center. Now it's a 2-on-1 if they hurry for McKechnie this time. Turns the puck forward, but Daniluk finds it on his tape and turns it right back to center ice. Tom Mealy at his own blue line. Just over 2 minutes played, leaves it up to Finberg. Finberg up the left side, and his centering pass intercepted and turned right back. It's Chamelka up the left wing and leaving it for Day. Day centering pass out in front. White Duck chips it forward. Here's Gesso. Gesso across the line at the right circle, turning out in front. Gesso muscling on net. The shot is stopped by Hussey. Gesso still on the puck at the circle. Backhands down low, tipped by Anderson, and now he'll crash into the net. 2:45 into the second. 3-1 hat-tricks lead. Gesso all over the ice in this
He
one.
is all over the ice. And what did I just say before? Every single time he's on a shift, he's creating something and making something happen. He does so again there. Partial break. It was really a one-on-one. But, boy, with the defender on his back, he was able to one-hand a really good shot on net, and it was a good save by Hussey.
Watertown wins the draw into their own zone. They will outlet to Mercurio. He'll tip into the hat-tricks end. 3 minutes into the second. 3-1 hat-tricks on a goal by, it was backhand out in front. Now McDonald, his skies high and wide. And it will be turned right back to the point. Shot tipped in front, bounces just wide, and the hat-tricks will be able to clear. It was Daniluk who scored the goal 41 seconds into the period. Here's Bonnell across into the Watertown end. Kuznetsov finds the puck out of the circle, leaves it down low for Ruiz. He's held off the puck and back out in front. Bonnell and Kuznetsov jumping in, could not find it. 16:30 to play in the second. 3-1 Danbury.
Buzz 8 Appliance and Scratch and Dent Outlet is the local leader for appliances and household wares. Do you like to eat? They have a refrigerator. Do you want clean clothes? They have a washer. They got it all. It's Buzz 8 Appliance.
You need a refrigerator if you want to eat, Chad. It's really important. Keep your food cold. Here's Watertown after the face-off, turning up the left wing. Mann, who now has credit for the first goal, steers one in. CDOT at the top of his crease, able to play it and cover up. 16:18 to play in the second. 3-1 hat-tricks.
Yeah, you know, we knew it was Mann up here. You know, you made the call, and you know, we knew it was Mann, but you could really tell because he has that big, long hair flying out from all parts of his helmet and everything. He's got the big, bushy mustache. It is hard not to recognize Mann when he's on the ice. So we got our man. Now they got the right man, too.
Hat-tricks with a defensive zone draw at the left circle. It's won by Anderson. In the corner, behind the net, Anderson poking away at it, loses his stick, shoves a player on the Wolves. The hat-tricks able to clear it to center. White Duck flags down a puck in the neutral zone. Spins it ahead for Gesso. Gesso across the Wolves line. Gesso at the left circle, leaves it for Anderson. Anderson fires high and wide. Out to the point, Daniluk tips back in deep. 4 and change played in the second. 3-1 Danbury. Working it with Gesso at the left circle. Spinning and turning right back down low. Gesso chips it off the end boards to himself. Now weasels by one and trying to get the puck out in front. Could not. Finberg jumps in to push it forward behind the cage. Gesso throwing the body around, but the puck comes out to center. 15:20 to play. Second period. 3-1 Danbury. Tip try from Tom Mealy. Couldn't connect on it, so that'll be icing on the pass from Atwell through center. It's 4:43 into the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury.
Yeah, misfiring there. You know, it's real interesting. I think in all 3 games so far this season, we've seen Coach McIsaac kind of ride one line as the go-to line. He recognizes who the hot line is, and clearly it's the Gesso line tonight, and he's really been riding them pretty much every other shift.
Hat-tricks win the draw, play it right back into the Wolves' end. Slaketka, up the left side and turned right back to Oliver. Oliver logged a ton of ice time in the first period, and 5 minutes into the second here, he'll try to start the breakout for the Hat-Tricks. Tom Mealy cuts by one at center ice, leaves it to the right wing. His brother Steve at the right circle. Steve loses control as he gets to the front of the net, but has it right back. Plays it along the boards, looking after it. Day, and Day scoops it to center. McKechnie takes a big hit from Atwell, leaves it for Day. Day, right circle into the Hat-Trick zone, stopped by Steve Mealy, who will play it all the way up the ice, tipped into the zone by his brother Tom, and the Hat-Tricks will change. 5.5 played in the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury. 41 seconds into the second period. It was Dimitri Daniluk who scored from a wide open chance at the circle to make it a 2-goal lead for Danbury. Gorman behind his own net, leaving for Talipov, and back to Gorman, who will start the rush for Watertown. Watertown left to right across center ice. The puck intercepted by Johnny Ruiz. Johnny Ruiz across the Wolves line, leaving it for Kuznetsov. Back to Ruiz. One-timer stopped. Hussey rebound. Bunnell stopped again, and it comes out to center ice. Great passing from the Hat-Tricks, but unable to convert. Here's Jemayev across into the Hat-Trick zone. Susi trying to swing at poke that puck away, and he's able to do so into the corner. Ruiz outletting, looking for Bunnell. Can't find him. Now at the left circle, Mercurio shot. Stopped maybe by a sliding Daniluk, maybe C-Dot. 13:34 to play in the second. 3-1 Hat-Tricks.
Fairfield County Bank is the official bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank, and the tellers wear Danbury Hat-Tricks top hats at Fairfield County Bank, the hometown bank of the Hat-Tricks.
13:34 to play in the second. 3-1 Hat-Tricks, and that was an outstanding chance from Kuznetsov, Bunnell, and Ruiz.
Yeah, that was really their first really excellent opportunities of this game, and it kind of follows up what I was talking about before. Tonight it's been the Gesso line, but on opening night it was kind of that Ruiz-Bunnell line, and then Kuznetsov joined that line halfway through the game. That was the go-to line. And then I thought in the second game of the season, it was really the brothers Mealy, who were out there seemingly every other shift, trying to hold on to that lead. So it seems Coach McIsaac will really ride who he feels is the hot hand as far as the forward line combination is, at least through the first 3 games. That's how it's played out.
And when that line isn't the top line of Ruiz, Bunnell, and Kuznetsov, it's going to be a tough night for the opposition.
Here's Anderson in his own zone. Can't win the draw. Ogick, his second time out there, is able to force a bad shot, and Hat-Tricks will go the other way. Gesso looking for Ogick up the right wing, stopped by the Wolves. They'll take over in their own zone. Taylor behind his own net, banks it to LaBelle. LaBelle up at the left circle in the Wolves' end, turning towards center. LaBelle across the red line, leaves for McDonald, who will tip in to the Hat-Trick zone. 7 minutes into the second period. Near corner, Oliver chipping ahead, looking for Ogick, and Oliver now trying to kick it forward to Ogick. It's taken by Anderson, and he'll go right behind his own net. 7 minutes played in the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury. It's played all the way up the left wing, looking for Gesso, couldn't find him, and now LaBelle comes the other way. Broken stick out on the ice. The arm is up. It's going to be a penalty as the Hat-Tricks touch up, and it looks like it will be a slashing call against Danbury. Touched that puck when they called it. They're talking to the Watertown bench right now.
Corey Anderson broke a stick. You see the broken stick getting handed off the ice at the bottom of your screen. Corey Anderson was a guilty party in this. We'll see if they end up nabbing him or not, but that's who it was behind the play.
Yeah, I think the officials are trying to figure out who it is. And, yeah, now Anderson is coming out, throwing his legs over the bench and onto the ice, and he's heading to the box, but he's yelling at the official. He said, "You missed what he did to me." But he's going to get 2 minutes for slashing at 7:21.
So for the first time, Watertown will head to the power play, a 14.3% power play so far, just 3 for its first 21 attempts this season. D. Costanza will take the draw, and right away it's covered by C-Dot. 3 seconds into the man advantage for Watertown. 12:36 left in the second. Danbury leads 3-1. Ruiz will take the draw for the Hat-Tricks. D. Costanzo wins it. Back to McDonald, walking the line, walks in, fires, and it's stopped by C-Dot through some traffic again. 10 seconds into the power play, and we'll do another face-off here to the left of C-Dot. 12.5 to play in the second. Danbury leads 3-1. Think they might add a second or two back on the clock here.
I think that the clock never ran after the face-off. So right now, they're going to wind a couple seconds off, I believe. Johnny Ruiz taking the face-off here shorthanded. He was telling me 2 years ago for Danbury, he didn't really play on the penalty kill. And he said he's learned a lot from his partner, Benell, out there, and he relies on him a lot as he's still finding his way.
Oliver now the one coming out to the puck. It's Taylor at the point. His shot through some traffic again. Stopped by CDOT. 12-18 in the period. 3-1 hat tricks. 21 into the power play, but there are bodies in front, but the lane is clear for CDOT.
Absolutely, and Ruiz not happy. He and Benell coming off now, having a conversation. Ruiz lost those two face-offs in his own end, and he's going to get replaced here, and Finberg loses this face-off.
Here's McDonald at the point. Blasts one. Glove by CDOT again. Some quick whistles on this power play. 1:33 left on it. 12-13 in the period. 2-goal lead for Danbury.
I mean, Danbury's going to have to win a defensive zone draw here. He can't keep losing these face-offs.
Finberg will have a chance, and he's able to tie up DiCostanzo. Wolves first to it, back to the point. McDonald, D-to-D, Taylor blasts one. Stopped by CDOT, the rebound juicy in front, but Mercurio and rather DiCostanzo couldn't find it. 8 minutes into the period, finally the Hat-Tricks get a clear on this man advantage. 1:15 left on it. Corey Anderson slashing penalty. Here's Jemayeff across the Hat-Tricks line at the left circle, leaving it for Taylor, center point. Back to Jemayeff at the edge of the left circle, all the way along the boards. Turning back to the point, McKechnie at the left circle. Now Jemayeff, top of the slot, fires one just wide. Rebound try. CDOT able to slide across and stop that one at the side of the cage. Behind the net, Jemayeff. 50 seconds left on the power play. His pass back to the point, booted by McKechnie and out to center. 45 to go on the Hat-Tricks penalty kill. 11-19 in the period. 3-1, Danbury leads. Up the left wing, McDonald. Across the Hat-Tricks line, left side. Now cross ice feed near side. It was DiCostanzo, couldn't control the pass. Now his pass back to the point. Eludes Taylor and goes all the way back down to the Watertown zone. 11 minutes to play in the second. 20 seconds left on the minor to Corey Anderson. Outlet up the left wing is Man across the Hat-Tricks line, left circle, spinning out in front, and Bonta couldn't find it. Ogick unable to get out of the zone. The arm does go up. That might have been a hooking call against Watertown. 7 seconds left on the power play for Watertown. They'll take a penalty here. It'll be 4-on-4 for 7 seconds before the Hat-Tricks get a power play. Chemelka off for hooking at 9:14 of the second. 3-1, Danbury leads. And
I was a little surprised, Josh, to see Ogick out there killing a penalty, and especially at the end of the penalty there. Only his third shift of the night, and it's a 2-goal game. You're killing a penalty, and the kid in his debut gets out there on the penalty kill and ends up drawing the power play for Danbury, as he was the one that was hooked.
Gesso will take the draw. Ogick working his way into the lineup his first couple days here, and the Hat-Tricks unable to win the draw, but the power play is over for Watertown, or the penalty rather, as a shot from LaBelle smothered by CDOT. So 1:48 left on a Hat-Tricks power play now. 10:34 in the second. 3-1 Hat-Tricks. A Ferrer Electric power play coming up.
For a comfortable stay with great amenities, the only choice is La Quinta by Wyndham and Danbury. Ask for the Hat-Tricks Friends and Family rate. You can't beat it. La Quinta.
Hat-Tricks win the draw in their own zone. 10.5 to play in the second. 1:40 on a power play. Vinny Susi starting the rush right to left through center. Leaves it to the right side. Daniluk high off the glass and deep into the zone. Tom Mealy first to it along the half wall near side. Spinning down low. Gesso works behind the net. Anderson just out of the box. Will work right back to Gesso. Goal line extended left side to Anderson, far side of the zone. At the circle, working his way up top. Leaves it for Daniluk, center point. Left circle, Tom Mealy. Back to the left point is Susi, and his pass intercepted, and LaBelle takes it the other way. A short-handed odd man rush. Here's Man for Watertown. Man shot, right pad, is able to kick that away from CDOT. With a minute left on the power play, puck is tied up in the Hat-Trick zone, and Danbury finally able to come away with it. Gesso working it forward. 9:40 to play in the second. Here's Gesso across the line. Gesso working down low and just unable to get the shot off. 45 seconds left on the power play as Watertown clears down the ice. 9.5 to play in the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury. Just 1 goal so far in the second period. It was 41 seconds in from Daniluk for the Hat-Tricks. A turnover here by Danbury in their own zone on the power play with 30 seconds left. Ruiz will have to work the puck free from DiCostanzo, and the Hat-Tricks do find the puck in their own zone. Just 20 seconds left on the power play as Steve Mealy has a little bit of trouble controlling Atwell in his own zone, and the Hat-Tricks wasting the power play right now in their own end. Here's the outlet for Ruiz, unable to find it, right back into the Hat-Trick zone. 2 seconds left on the penalty, and now Chemelka out of the box. 8:45 to play in the second, 3-1 Hat-Tricks lead. Kuznetsov in his own zone drops it for Atwell. Atwell up the left side will flutter high through center ice, flagged down by a high stick by Jemayev, and it will be whistled as he touches up with 8:33 to go in the second and a 2-goal lead for Danbury.
It'll be interesting to see as this game progresses if Gesso's line stays hot. The three-headed monster you have to face with the top line, you know what they can produce, and then the sort of slow and savvy with the Mealy brothers on that third line. It's going to make it real tough to play against the Hat-Tricks and get any sort of sustained pressure.
And that's what Coach McIsaac said. You know, he said, now I've got I believe I have 3 lines anchored by veterans that are both good offensively and sound defensively, where I can trust all 3 lines.
Neutral zone, Oliver hammers in deep to the Watertown zone. Corey Anderson centering the third line. Johnny Ruiz centers the first line. That's some veteran leadership as Bunnell fires a puck in. Stopped by Hussey. 8:14 to go in the second, 3-1. You talk about that veteran leadership. You have Ruiz and Bunnell on the top line, Anderson on the third line, and then the Mealy brothers on the second line. That gives you some depth up and down those forward lines.
Yeah, depth and again, veteran leadership. And now you include Gesso into that mix as well, because Dustin Gesso, you know, is a 29-year-old veteran and has a lot of experience. So, you know, you add into your leadership core as well as adding talent to the roster by signing Gesso.
Fans, if Watertown hits the post tonight, you can go home with free coffee. Clanks for Coffee from City Center Cafe, brand new, right downtown in Danbury on West Street, right around the corner from the arena here. You can get free coffee when the other team hits the post. All fans in attendance will receive that. Stop by City Center Cafe on West Street, downtown Danbury, for a cup of coffee at their full coffee bar, or for all your breakfast and lunch favorites. There's no better place for your morning or afternoon pit stop than City Center Cafe.
What a read there, partner.
I feel like I am one of the few broadcasters in the business that doesn't drink coffee.
You're meeting another one right now. I'm with you.
Nice. How about tea? I don't drink that either.
I drink it in games only.
All right.
Hat-Tricks fire a shot after the face-off. Gesso blocked down by Hussey, and the Wolves will chip to center. McDonald through, and Oliver will find that puck for the Hat-Tricks. Swing at it, Anderson, unable to connect with 8 to play in the second. 3-1, Danbury leads. Oliver through center, backhands all the way into the Wolves' end, where Taylor finds it for Watertown. Chipped in on, gloved by CDOT, leaves it down for the Hat-Tricks, who will play up the far boards, not out of the zone at first. Now Oliver finds it inside his own line. And the outlet to Gesso. Gesso across the line. Gesso working down low, and the puck got away from him into the corner. He has it right back. Gesso to White Duck. One-timer stopped by the left leg of Hussey. Hat-Tricks keep it in at the far point. Oliver down low behind the net. Gesso. Puck hops over his stick and will come to the near side. Taylor. Taylor in the corner, working the puck free to McDonald, who will outlet up the left side to Jemayev. Walks by Oliver, and now Mercurio tips into the Hat-Trick zone. Atwell chasing with 7:05 to play. Atwell outlets to Tom Mealy. Tom Mealy across the Watertown line. Drops it for White Duck. White Duck right circle out in front, just wide of the net on the try. And the Hat-Tricks will be right back in the corner looking for the puck. Finberg couldn't find it. It's cleared down the ice. Under 7 to play. 3-1 Hat-Tricks lead here in the second period. Steve Mealy to Tal Finberg. Sealed off the puck, but Mealy able to find it back. Hammers it off the end boards to his brother Tom. Tom back to the point. Daniluk fires. Tipped in front. Finberg unable to find the rebound. And it's a rush the other way for Watertown. Watertown chipped into the Hat-Tricks end where CDOT covers up. 6:30 to play in the second. A 2-goal lead for Danbury.
Kodiak White Duck, the 22-year-old rookie from Quebec, with a couple good opportunities there. Finds the puck off a great Gesso pass. Finds the puck on his stick in between the circles. But he kind of misfired on the shot. Didn't get all of it. Then, just about 20 seconds later, gets the pass from Tom Mealy. He got a better opportunity, taking it hard to the net, and it was kicked out by Hussey.
Here's Ogick for a defensive zone face-off. And he'll win it. It's chipped ahead and cleared by Daniluk. 6.5 to play in the second. 3-1. Danbury leads. Up the left wing. It's Mann into the zone. He's hammered off the puck. It comes to Steve Mealy. Unable to control it. He blocks the dump in and will turn it right back. Mealy at the blue line. It's dumped in by Watertown. Behind the net, C-Dot leaves it for Daniluk. Daniluk skating up the left side, right to left through center, and he's upended as he plays the puck in. No penalty. Ogick finds it behind the net, working free and unable to get the puck, but now he's stopping a Wolf in the corner, and the Hat-Tricks will pin up 2 against 1. Ogick finds the puck, unable to control it as the Wolves come the other way. Mann up the left wing, cross-ice feed for Bonta out of his reach, and Atwell steers it forward, but out of the reach of a teammate. 5.5 to play in the second. Hat-Tricks force a turnover. Kuznetsov leaves it for Ruiz, who backhands deep. Weird bounce off. Bunnell, hard angle shot, stopped by Hussey, and the Hat-Tricks unable to control it now. McKechnie out to center, battling a bouncing puck, and the Hat-Tricks find it. Bunnell up the right side. It's Johnny Ruiz, right circle. Ruiz in on goal, shot, stopped by Hussey. 5:07 to play in the second. 3-1. Ruiz tried to go 5-hole. Hussey closed it down.
I want to point out one play there by Tom Mealy. You saw a pass come up in front of the boards right here in front of the bench. Mealy smartly didn't play it. Would have been too many men. As he was still on the ice, someone else had already jumped on. Smart play by him. Allowed that chance right there. Is now Steve Mealy getting off the ice here.
Yeah, we mentioned it before the game. He has a sore groin. And he was questionable to play tonight, and now he's heading to the dressing room.
Hat-Tricks win the draw behind the net. Ruiz back to Bunnell at the left circle. To the point, Atwell at the left point, leaves it for Ruiz, fires a shot, tipped in front, and Hussey able to see that through some traffic. 4:53 left in the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury.
Greg Hussey is the 31-year-old goaltender tonight for the Watertown Wolves, and he's coming off 2 wins and 2 splendid performances. 42 saves in a 6-4 win last Friday against Carolina, and then a 35 save effort in a 5-3 win the next night, Saturday, in Carolina as well. So this is a guy that played very, very well, and he's been good tonight, even though he's given up 3 so far.
Litchfield Distillery. It's the spirit of hard work. The Batchers of Litchfield Distillery, in honor of the early farmers of northwestern Connecticut, present to you the locally made Litchfield Distillery bourbon, vodka, and gin. Grab it at the rabbit hole and hoist the barrel with the Hat-Tricks.
Who do you think will have the barrel tonight so far?
So far, it's got to be the man making his debut.
Yeah, it's got to be Gesso. Yep. Yeah, so far.
He's out there at times, looked like he's just playing a completely different level of hockey. So he's just having his way in the offensive zone.
I'll tell you who's picked it up in the second period has been Ruiz. He's had a couple really good opportunities here. Now that line is starting to gain some momentum, though Kuznetsov's been a little bit quiet, Josh. First 2 games he really stood out creating plays with his speed. A little bit more quiet so far tonight.
Gesso out with Anderson and White Duck to take this draw. Kuznetsov had a couple chances with that Ruiz line tonight, but not as much as we saw in that opening series against Port Huron. Puck in the far corner, the Wolves unable to corral it first, now chip to center. 4.5 to play in the period. White Duck into the Watertown zone, and his centering pass stopped by Day. Coming out the other way now, Anderson strips Day, fires a shot in, and Hussey was able to stop it. The stretch pass for Chemelka, unable to reach it. C-Dot out of the net, plays it for Daniluk, who plays right back to the far end where Anderson finds it for the Hat-Tricks. He'll chip high off the glass and out to the neutral zone. Day finds it for Watertown and spears it across for Taylor. Taylor, cross ice, right back the other way to LaBelle. LaBelle Soft chip up the boards to Day. Day in on goal. Shot is tipped wide, and Taylor finds the puck for Watertown. Under 4 to play in the second. Day, top of the slot. His shot is off a body and goes wide. Day has the puck right back, left circle. Shot in front. Jamelka, rebound, try. Day stuffed it wide. And then he'll find his own rebound. Taylor at the point. D LaBelle fires in. It hits a body, bounces into the far corner. 3.5 to play in the second. 2-goal lead for Danbury. Watertown here in the hat-trick zone. D LaBelle. Tip try in front, just wide of the net. Day in front. McKechnie in the corner, sealed off by Daniluk. Hat-trick's trying to clear, cannot get it out of the zone. Susie blocks a shot in front now, scoops it out to center. 3:18 to go in the second, 3-1. Danbury leads Watertown here from Danbury Arena. 27 shots for the hat-tricks, 18 for Watertown. LaBelle across the hat-tricks line, chips in. Oliver chases into his own end to the right. Behind the net, he'll chip it up the far boards. Ruiz finds it for the hat-tricks. 2-on-2 for the hat-tricks. His cross-ice feed for Bonnell. Working by one through his legs, and the puck is free side of the net. Ruiz unable to find it in front, and Oliver will keep it in at the point. Chip down low. Ruiz hammers off a body and steered wide. 2:40 to play in the second. Bonnell hard into the corner, hitting a Wolves player into the boards as Ruiz along the far side of the zone can't find the puck. So out to center. Here comes Mercurio for the Wolves. Left to right, chips it in, finds it himself behind the hat-trick's net at the far circle, trying to sidestep Kuznetsov, who was charging in at him, and he loses the puck. Now here's Kuznetsov working by one, slowed down, diving, trying to get that puck across to Bonnell, unable to. 2:10 to play in the second, 3-1, hat-trick's lead. Chipped in to the Danbury zone. Oliver behind his own net, leaves it for Atwell. Now Kuznetsov up the right wing to Tom Mealy. Tom Mealy across center ice, now turning back towards his own zone. Under 2 to play in the second. 3-1, hat-trick's lead. Here's Ogick at the slot. Ogick fires, glove saved by Hussey, but it was offside at the line. 1:50 to play in the second. 3-1, Danbury leads.
Yeah, Tal Finberg was a little bit ahead of that play. Real good play before, I thought, by Talipov, the defenseman of Watertown, because if he doesn't pin Kuznetsov to the wall for that extra half second, half time, Kuznetsov would have been off to the races with his speed. It would have been a one-on-none, would have been a breakaway. So good play by Talipov.
Neutral zone draw won by the Wolves. 1:44 to play in the second. 3-1 hat-tricks. Taylor across the hat-tricks line. Right circle. Shot stuffed by Daniluk into the boards behind the net. Ogick in the far corner battling against Mann. Mann finds the puck for Watertown. He'll play it back to the point. LaBelle. LaBelle walking the line. Fires in, and it's stopped by CDOT. Not much traffic in front of him. 1:26 to play in the second. 3-1, Danbury.
The only time Watertown's had sustained offensive pressure with multiple chances is when they clog up that crease. It's when you get players in front of the net, good things happen. And you saw in the power play Watertown had earlier in this period, generated a bunch of shots, but if CDOT can see it all the way, he's going to make that save, as are every goalie at this level.
Only goal of the second period was 41 seconds in from Dimitri Daniluk, and the hat-tricks in their own zone win a face-off with 1:20 to go in the second. Bonnell up the left wing for Danbury. Fires in, and it's stick to behind the net by Hussey. Into the corner, Bonnell finds it for the hat-tricks. He's against two Wolves players, and Bonnell still keeping that puck free. Gets it to Ruiz. Bottom of the circle, Ruiz just unable to control that move in front, and with 60 seconds left in the period, back to center ice. Hat-tricks steer it back in with Kuznetsov. Under a minute to play. 3-1 Danbury. LaBelle up the outlet to Mann up the left wing. Now across to McDonald into the hat-trick zone all alone. Now McDonald has a teammate streaking. McKechnie, he'll kick it into the corner and get it himself. Unable to control as Gesso is stripped by Jemayev. Out in front, McDonald, now Jemayev at the slot. He's turning it for McDonald. Kick saved by CDOT with 30 seconds left. Now out in front, Gesso finds it and will walk out to center for the hat-tricks. Gesso through center across the line and still has control. Across ice speed, it was stopped. Looking for Anderson. Now the shot from Kuznetsov high and wide with 15 to go. Gesso to the point, Daniluk. Shot blocked. Hit Kuznetsov in front, and now Watertown will go the other way with 10 seconds. McDonald across the hat-tricks line, leaves it to the right wing. Mercurio at the right circle, 5 seconds left. White Duck strips that, and will go the other way. Gesso across the line as time expires in the second. Hat-tricks 3, Watertown 1 after the second period. It was Dimitri Daniluk, 41 seconds into the period, who added to the hat-tricks lead, and now they'll have a 2-goal lead heading in to the final frame.
Yeah, Danbury with 15 shots on goal in the second period. Watertown with 12 two-period totals. Danbury 28 and Watertown 20. And, you know, the better the play, again, for the second straight period, was in Danbury's offensive zone. I thought, again, they did a good job controlling a lot of the play. They've done a fantastic job limiting Justin McDonald, who's one of the best players in the league. Entered play today as the second leading scorer in the league. He had 9 points in his first 4 games this season. And you've called his name a few times, but not a lot of great scoring opportunities. He did make the beautiful feed on the goal by man in the first period. Other than that, they've really done a good job containing him, at least through the first 40 minutes.
It's been Day who really feels like he's been the one that's been all over the ice for Watertown so far tonight.
Yeah, and Geneyev is another guy who came in 4 goals in his first 4 games, and you know he was a guy that you would target, that you need to shut down in order to beat Watertown. And Geneyev has had a pretty quiet first 40 minutes as well.
Yeah, so after 40 minutes, 2-goal lead for Danbury, and they've got some good offense going tonight.
And right now, one of the perks of coming to Danbury Arena, you see on the center ice right now on your camera, if this man makes this shot, what do we win, Josh? 5 free wings at TK's American Cafe.
Here it is.
All right, he's at center ice. Come on, give me some odds. It's an empty net.
It looks like he's right-handed with a left-handed stick.
Oh, see, the odds are stacked against him already.
He's shooting with his bottom hand facing the wrong direction.
Yep.
But it is an empty net.
It is, but that empty net can look real small if you have the wrong-handed stick, I would imagine.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this one.
We'll see.
Long introduction here from Herb Sorcher. TK's outstanding wing selection, by the way.
It's on White Street here in Danbury. Make sure to stop by to try one of their 76 wing flavors.
Chad's only tried 72 of them so far this season.
That's true. I'm sorry, I have 4 more. Maybe if he gets it, I can try one of each wing.
That's true.
Try my favorite one again.
That's true.
Here it is.
Here it is. Let's see it. I still don't know which net he's shooting at. This isn't good.
I really don't know what he's doing.
Oh, right down the middle.
Right down the pipe.
And what has to be the most surprising, I was shocked by that. I thought that was going 15 feet wide.
He actually knew what he was doing.
He did. He played us. Let's see the second one. Oh, that's what we were thinking was going to happen.
Yeah, he just put it into the corner, a la Josh Starr shooting from center ice.
That's why I'm up here.
Oh, here we go. This one's going towards it. It's going. It's in. 2 for 3. That's free wings, folks. But, of course, you have to come out to Danbury Arena to get that voucher. Make sure you're coming out to our next home game on the 20th.
November 20th, Teacher Appreciation Night here at the arena, and all teachers get a free ticket, free beverage, free hot dog. Make sure you sign up on DanburyHattricks.com/teachers. We'll head to the third period after this. It is 3-1 Hat-tricks after 40 minutes. We're back inside Danbury Arena for the third period of play. 3-1 hat tricks after 2. Josh Starr with Jim Cerny. And we'll take a look at the last couple goals for we got the Corey Anderson goal, I believe, coming up here. Just an outstanding shot. Able to work his way in, and not a lot of traffic there. Gesso again making the play happen.
Yep, and that started, it's a little bit before the replay starts there, but that play started with the Atwell takeaway, and then just a quick decision by Atwell to outlet the pass up to Gesso to give Gesso some time and space with the puck, and of course he found Anderson, the 2-on-1. And boy, that finish was very reminiscent of the overtime goal that Anderson scored against Port Huron as well. So that's, to me, so far is the goal of the game. But right now the big goal is the Daniluk goal. They got it early in the second period, did the hat tricks, and, gives them a little breathing room. Gives them a 2-goal lead, and they were able to continue and hold that lead through 2 periods of play heading into the third period here. So Danbury in a good spot, up 3-1. They got that big save by CDOT late in the third period. Had he not made that save, you would have had a 1-goal game, and the visitors would have had the momentum. Watertown would have had some momentum, but instead, Danbury comes in feeling good about themselves here in the third period, up by 2.
Only goal of the second was Dimitri Daniluk, 41 seconds in from Anderson and White Duck, and the hat tricks lead 3-1 after 40 minutes. It will be the start of the third. Hat tricks moving left to right, Watertown right to left.
And Steve Mealy did not come back out onto the ice, so it doesn't look like he's going to finish this game for the hat tricks.
Gesso wins the draw to start off the third period for Danbury. Back into their own zone. Hat tricks clear it up the ice. It hits the linesman, and Danbury will control at center. 20 seconds into the period. Tom Mealy tips into the Watertown zone to the right in on goal. Hussey will play it off to the side, and Watertown will outlet man up the left wing. Half a minute gone by in the third. Man streaking across the hat tricks line. Centering pass out in front, goes all the way through. Nobody home, and the hat tricks outlet to center. It's taken right back by the Wolves. Taylor across the hat tricks line. Taylor poked away by Susi into the corner on the near side. Susi hammers up the boards and able to scoop it to center, where Gordy Bennell leaves it off to the right side. Johnny Ruiz into the zone. Ruiz blast from a low angle off the post maybe, and wide into the glove of Hussey. Now in front, Ruiz working to get down low and get a shot off a minute into the period. 2-goal lead for the hat tricks. In the corner, it is Bennell. Near side and back up to the point as the arm goes up. It's a penalty here against Watertown. 18:44 to go in the third. 3-1 hat tricks lead, and a Ferrer electric power play coming up. Johnny Bonta headed to the box.
Yeah, big power play opportunity here for Danbury. We talked about the 2-goal lead going into the third period, giving them that cushion. Boy, if they could make it a 3-goal lead, they'd be looking good here with 18:44 to go.
Hat tricks will take, with Corey Anderson, will take the face-off on the left circle. He'll win it to Susi. Susi circling at the left ring. 1:20 into the period, 5 seconds into the power play. 2-goal lead for the hat tricks in the third. Susi at the point, fires a shot in through traffic. Hussey sees it, knocks it down, and covers up. 18:33 to go in the third, 12 seconds into the man advantage. The Ferrer electric power play for the hat tricks, up by 2.
And with Steve Mealy not back out on the ice and not on the bench, he left in the second period with an apparent injury. It looks like Tom Mealy now is going to skate with Anderson and Gesso here in the third period.
Anderson can't win that draw. A minute and a half into the period. Susi able to keep it in at the far point. Tom Mealy on that far side. D-to-D across to Daniluk. Daniluk down low. Anderson in the corner. His pass out to the top. Glove down by Daniluk. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Mealy Across to Gesso, across the Watertown line at the right circle. Stops now at the right point. Plays down low to Danbury. Back to the circle. Gesso working his way in front, and Mercurio pokes it away. 2 minutes in, 1:15 left on the man advantage here. Hat-Trick's up 2 in the third. Behind the Danbury cage, Daniluk runs back and will start the breakout for the Hat-Trick. Tom Mealy up the right side will go across to Gesso. Pokes it forward, but unable to control it in deep. Halfway through the power play for Danbury, 2:20 into the third. 2-goal lead for the Hat-Tricks. Aaron Atwell behind his own cage. Top defenseman of the 2019-20 season on the power play here. 40 seconds left on the man advantage for the Hat-Tricks. He's still hanging around behind his own net. Now will start out and turns it over to Slaketka. Slaketka down low into the far side corner. It's DiCostanzo. DiCostanzo working against Atwell, who seals him off. Now Oliver takes over for the Hat-Tricks. 25 seconds left on the power play. 17:05 to go in the third period. 3-1 Danbury leads. Kuznetsov in front of his own net. Cuts by one, now up to Ruiz, up the left wing. Ruiz with 10 left on the power play. Ruiz left circle between his legs and through down into the corner. DiCostanzo will clear that puck out of play with 4 seconds left on the power play. 16:48 to go in the third. 3-1 Hat-Tricks.
You need power, Pete is going to light you up. Dependable, reliable, and services you can trust. Pete Ferrer and his team get you to turn the juice on. Light them up. FerrerElectricLLC.com.
Ferrer Electric power play with 4 seconds left on it.
And there should be another penalty here. I mean, that he clearly flipped that over the glass. And I do believe that is exactly what's going to be called here. And so it'll be a brief 5-on-3 for 4 seconds, and then another full power play for the Danbury Hat-Tricks.
So we'll have 4 seconds.
That's Rocco DiCostanzo, who flipped it over the glass. I mean, it wasn't even close. And he tried to sneak his way off the ice. And the Hat-Tricks complained, and they won their argument. Now they have the 2-man advantage briefly.
Here's Johnny Ruiz, wins the draw. Back to just a 5-on-4 now. And that slap from the point is stopped out in front. Rebound try, scores! Gordy Bonnell hammers home the rebound. Side of the net, was able to poke it past Hussey. 4-1 Hat-Tricks. 16:33 left in the game. And it's a 3-goal lead for Danbury. Gordy Bonnell gets his first of the season.
And that will come on the 5-on-4 portion of the power play, not the 5-on-3. So the Hat-Tricks do take advantage. Back-to-back power plays, and they take advantage on the second part of that back-to-back. And now they've got themselves, you would think, a comfortable 3-goal lead. 4-1, Bonnell's first of the season.
The shot was wide. Somehow Bonnell, I thought it was a pass out in front. It might have banked off of Hussey and
That's what I thought.
I think that's what they call the Danbury bounce. Bounce right off that backboard.
Let's see if we can take a look at the replay here.
It's not a pretty goal by any stretch, but it gets the job done.
Atwell with the shot from the point. I don't think that was a shot from Bonnell.
I think from that angle, it looked like he might have banked it off.
That's the way it looked, yeah.
We'll see it one more time here.
He did bank it off as we're back underway here. Either way, outstanding goal for Bonnell to get his first of the year. It's 4-1 Hat-Tricks. 16:20 to play in the third. Right back into the Danbury zone. Atwell behind his own net, pestered by McDonald for the Wolves, and will be turned back to Kuznetsov. 3-on-2 for the Hat-Tricks. Bonnell up the left side, leaves it up forward into the corner for Ruiz. His backhand try out in front, stopped by the Wolves. 4 minutes into the third. Hat-Tricks leading by 3 thanks to Gordy Bonnell. Back at even strength. Hat-Tricks in their offensive zone behind the net. Ruiz battled off the puck. LaBelle, the big defenseman, will skate forward through center. LaBelle 6'6" from Ontario into the Hat-Trick zone, but turned forward by Kuznetsov. Back in front now, Ogick at the right circle. Ogick in on goal, shot just high and wide. Here's the rebound from Finberg. It's stopped. Ogick picks a pocket of a Wolf. Backhand try out in front, and Ogick stopped by Hussey. Ogick with his best shift of the night. 15:24 to play in regulation. Hat-Tricks up 3.
And the Hat-Tricks took the 4-1 lead at 3:27 of this third period. Benella's first on the power play from Atwell and Ruiz. Danbury now 1 for 4 on the power play.
Hat-Tricks win the draw, and the shot from the point, Susie, sticked away by Hussey. A whistle in front. Net came off.
How about the kid Ogick? Sorry about that. Playing with a little bit of confidence there, little swag, a little more confidence as the game's going on. 2 really, really good opportunities, Chad, I thought, on that last shift.
Oh, absolutely.
4:42 played in the third. Hat-Tricks win the draw in the offensive zone. Daniluk out in front. White Duck trying the backhand. Couldn't connect with it. And he'll turn the puck forward into the corner to Daniluk. He loses control, racing back to keep it alive for Danbury. And they do. To the left side, it's Finberg. His shot stopped by Hussey. 5:02 into the third. A 3-goal lead for Danbury.
Do you guys want the best milkshake you've ever had?
Yes.
You want to taste greatness? Hit the Holiday Diner on White Street and feast off their menu. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner with George and the crew. Check them out on White Street, the Holiday Diner. I do have to say as well, they have a milkshake of the month this month, toasted almond. Sounds pretty good.
We'll have to get there and try it. The Hat-Tricks, you mentioned 1 for 4 on the power play tonight, 3 for 7 coming in. It was just 2 games, but that 42.9% was atop the league. 25% tonight. They're 1 for 4 doesn't always look pretty, but they're clicking.
Yeah, listen, they got the power play goal at a key time. Now they've extended that lead to 3. To me, the bigger special team story for the Danbury Hat-Tricks tonight is the fact that they've only been shorthanded once. They were shorthanded 6 times in that Saturday game against Port Huron, and they gave up 3 5-on-3 opportunities to Port Huron in the season opener as well. Much more disciplined tonight.
Hat-Tricks win the face-off. Mealy fires one in. It's gloved by Hussey. 5:07 into the third. 4-1 Hat-Tricks lead.
Located on Main Street, it's East meets West at Nico's Pizza. Try them for lunch, taste them for dinner. Pizza and hibachi meet, and you will never be the same.
Hat-Tricks win the draw, but it gets out to center. Susie turns it forward and back into the zone. Offside. Day touches up. That face-off should go all the way back down into the Watertown zone. 5:16 into the third. 4-1 Hat-Tricks. You mentioned the fewer times shorthanded tonight for the Hat-Tricks. 12 times in that series against Port Huron, 6 in each game. And you mentioned all the 2-man advantage, but somehow only 2 goals against during all of that.
Yeah.
And the shorthanded goal from Ruiz in that series. So somehow unscathed, but not a way that Dave McIsaac wants his team to be living in the penalty box. Here's Watertown, 3-on-1 for the Wolves through center ice. DiCostanzo out in front, shot stopped by CDOT to the right side. DiCostanzo crunched into the boards. It's going to be a penalty against Anderson. LaBelle at the point, his shot fired in, blocked by Anderson, and touched up by Mealy. 14:23 left in the third, 4-1 Hat-Tricks, and I guess maybe it's our fault, Jim, but Hat-Tricks are headed to the penalty kill.
Yeah, it's Anderson again. It's going to be a second penalty tonight. He just took DiCostanzo and he just ran him into the back wall. And I haven't seen the penalty call yet. That could be a charge. That could be a boarding. Probably a charging penalty, I would think, against Anderson, who heard it from some of the Watertown players as he was skating to the penalty box there. So an important penalty kill here for Danbury.
Bunnell able to win the draw back to Oliver. 14:22 in the third. 4-1 Hat-Tricks. In their own zone, Bunnell finally able to clear. It's stopped by a high stick of McDonald. 14:14 to go. 4-1 Hat-Tricks, 9 seconds into the penalty. And the Hat-Tricks on the penalty kill.
Lakeside Nutrition in Monroe is a smoothie and energy bar with a neighborhood feel. Take a ride and check them out. Be smooth. Drink a smoothie from Lakeside Nutrition.
Hat-Tricks in the neutral zone. Win the draw. Ruiz working the puck back to Oliver. Now Atwell. Atwell will hammer in to the Watertown zone. 20 seconds gone on the penalty to Anderson, 6 minutes into the period. 3-goal lead for Danbury, a chance here for Watertown to cut the lead. McDonald chips in deep. Cedot out of the net, slows it down, but cannot control it. Into the far corner, DiCostanzo, the one who drew the penalty for Watertown, gets the puck to the point. Taylor keeps the clear attempt in, and at the far circle, Taylor will play it in deep behind the cage. 1:15 to play on the power play for Watertown as the hat-tricks clear all the way down. 13.5 in the game. 3-goal lead for Danbury. Taylor behind his own net will start the breakout for Watertown. Man, through center to McDonald. McDonald streaking across the line. Right circle stops. Now left circle, man out in front. The tip try from McKechnie, unable to connect on it. Back to the point, Taylor. McKechnie, left circle. McKechnie walking in. Back to Taylor, center point. Right circle, McDonald. One-timer, Taylor, center point. Stopped by C-Dot, rebound. Fanned on by Jemayev, and into the corner. Atwell takes him into the boards. Daniluk trying to clear, cannot get it out of the zone. Far circle is McDonald. Fires off the post with the shot. 25 to go on the power play for Watertown. McKechnie back to the point. McDonald, left circle. Fires in, and C-Dot gloves it down. Stopped and able to cover up. 15 seconds left on the penalty kill for the hat-tricks. 12:38 in the game. 4-1 hat-tricks lead, and that shot off the post means everyone here going home tonight happy with some free coffee from City Center Cafe.
C-Dot there juggling that last shot, and to his credit, he didn't catch it cleanly, but the puck dropped at his feet, and he quickly got that glove hand on top of it before the puck could be chipped past him. Good job by C-Dot.
Hat-tricks win the draw. Tom Mealy clears to center. 9 seconds left on the man advantage for Watertown. 12.5 in the game. Mercurio into the zone, down low, bottom of the circle. Out in front, one-timer scores. It's McDonald. Only could keep him quiet for so long, the hat-tricks. With 12:22 left in the game, it's 4-2, McDonald's 5th of the season, and it's a 2-goal game here in the third.
Well, that ties him for the league lead in goal scoring. Now he's the league's leading point producer as well. He has 2 points tonight and 11 points so far on the season in their first 5 games. And like you said, you can only contain him so long. He is one of the best players in the league, and he comes through here, and now it's a 2-goal game and still plenty of hockey left.
12:19 exactly. 4-2 hat-tricks lead. McDonald right back on the puck across the hat-tricks line. Susi working him to the outside. McDonald's shot stopped by C-Dot, sliding to his right. 12:08 to play. 4-2 hat-tricks in the third.
Justin McDonald's a guy who scored 44 goals and had 102 points for Watertown back in 2014-15. So he leading the league in scoring right now is not surprising. He's an offensive talent and a veteran guy that's done it, at the ECHL and Southern Pro League level as well.
Hat-tricks through center ice. It's Gesso leaving it to the left wing. Mealy back in front. Gesso tipped just wide. Under 12 to play. Gesso, a prime chance there to get the hat-tricks a goal right back. But it's Mercurio who chips it high into the air to center. Here's Watertown back out in front, intercepted by Atwell. Hat-tricks 3-on-2 the other way. Atwell with Finberg and Gesso to his left. Atwell across the line and turning to the right circle. Atwell down low, out in front, one-timer, Finberg, and it's somehow stopped by Hussey. It did not go in.
Yeah, the referee's clearly waving it off, Josh. Gesso's going to argue, but he's not going to win that one. And, they're playing the celebratory music and everything. The horn went off.
I don't think that puck went in.
No, I don't think so either.
I do love that because of the extravagance that just went on, though, the whole crowd thinks there's a goal, so now they're even more irate.
Either way.
I think they got it right.
We have a replay on the video board now. I think it somehow ended up in the glove of Hussey. The hat-tricks fire a shot wide off the face-off. And with 11:20 to go, 4-2. After all that, puck never went in. Here's Ogick at the left circle. Ogick forcing the interception. Now Ogick working behind the cage. Wraparound try, loses it. And here's Oliver as the net came off again. 11-11 to play in the third. 4-2 hat tricks.
You want the nightlife? You want to hang with Danbury's hottest crowd? If yes, go to Molly Darcy's on Mill Plain Road. If not, stay home, watch cable, and miss out.
Or do both. Stay home, watch the game here, watch the hat tricks game, and then go out. How's that? Best of all worlds.
How about it? Go out to Molly Darcy's after the game. Here's the offensive zone draw. Hat-tricks unable to win it. McKechnie in his own zone. 11 minutes to play in regulation. Hat-tricks lead by 2. 4-2 the score. Up the left side, Gorman hammers in deep. CDOT can't find it behind the net. It will go all the way around the bend to man. Far side, McKechnie in the corner. McKechnie cuts back to below the goal line, now toward the point. Sealed off by Finberg. Ogick in, looking to free the puck, and DiCostanzo finds it for Watertown. Now McKechnie down low, man, one-timer stopped by CDOT, chipped away and just wide of the net. The rebound try wide from Gorman, bouncing all the way to the far side. Ash keeps it in at the point. Ash right point, down low to the circle, DiCostanzo. Behind in the corner, McKechnie sealed against the boards. Oliver pushing him against the corner there where Finberg jumps in for the hat tricks. Puck comes all the way back to the point. 10-10 to play. The shot from the point, Ash just wide, and it goes all the way through near side. White Duck trying to spin that puck towards center. Cannot. He's in a maze of 3 Wolves players. 10 to play in the game. 4-2 hat-tricks lead, and the hat-tricks come away with it. Ogick 1-on-3. Ogick will just chip in deep and go off for a change. Under 10 in regulation. Hat-tricks up 2. A goal aside here in the third. McDonald scoring to make it a 2-goal game. Up the right side, Taylor. Taylor gets by Daniluk. Taylor right circle out in front. Jemayev scores! Tic-tac-toe. Taylor to Jemayev, and it's a 4-3 game. 9:35 to go in the game, and the Wolves have answered right back. It's a 1-goal lead for Danbury.
By far the best 4 or 5 minutes of action from the Wolves all night. If you can't get out of your own zone, and if you're just dumping the puck in, hoping to get off playing shift to shift, you got to bring the puck up the ice. Right there, Watertown taking advantage.
That play developed so quickly, too. It was a nothing play, and then it exploded into an odd man rush.
9.5 to play. Hat-tricks now clinging to a 1-goal lead. Taylor and the Wolves pressing offensively here. He chips it in deep. Ruiz along the near side, can't get it out. Mercurio, left circle. Mercurio working down low. Out in front, Taylor tipped away by Ruiz, but to the point, LaBelle keeps it in. Mercurio, far circle. Down low, Jemayev. Jemayev up to LaBelle, chipped forward into the corner. McDonald has it behind the net. 9 minutes to play. 1-goal lead for Danbury. It was 3 just a few minutes ago. Bunnell in the corner, working the puck free, almost leaving it behind, and works it to center ice. Here's Ruiz, left to right, hammers in from center ice into the glove of Hussey, who will drop it down and play it to LaBelle in the far corner. 8:43 to play in regulation. 4-3 hat-tricks. It was 4-1 before 2 unanswered from the Wolves. Hat-tricks at center ice. Atwell streaking into the zone. Atwell left circle, just couldn't control it as he got to the bottom of the ring. Atwell back out in front, flag down, rebound try, just so, and couldn't find control. Somehow it looked like he had an open net, just so, right back on the puck at the left circle, fires high and wide, and it rings around all the way down the ice. 8:12 to go in regulation. 4-3 hat-tricks. Oliver, bank pass up to Anderson, deep into the Watertown zone. Ash retreating to get it. Anderson pesters him and trying to work the puck free, where Gesso is in as well. Anderson kicking away without a stick. He is trying with the right foot to push it forward, unable to, and with under 8 to play, here's Mann. Mann up to Day. Day out in front, backhand, stopped by CDOT. Day goes crashing into the boards. Hat-tricks find the puck, and Gesso is able to work it to center ice. Right back into the hat-trick zone. Daniluk able to start the rush. 7.5 in regulation. A 1-goal lead for Danbury. Fluttered in on goal. Hussey gloves it down, pushes it to the side where Ash will take it for Watertown. Watertown right to left through center ice. Jemayev at the red line, working his way to the far side. at the right wing will get stopped by the Hat-Tricks. The pass for White Duck out of his reach, and the Wolves right back in towards the Hat-Trick zone. Deep for Mercurio, who is unable to get there. CDOT actually struggled with it. Mercurio does find the puck. 7 to play in regulation. It's a 1-goal game. LaBelle at the point fires, blockered into the corner by CDOT. Here's McDonald in the corner. McDonald working his way free out in front. McDonald powering to the front of the net, unable to get a shot off. The net came off. It's pushed right back on. We'll play on. Bottom of the far circle, Oliver has the puck in his skates. It comes free to Jemayev at the point. Across the LaBelle left circle, fired in front. CDOT gloves it through traffic. 6:37 left in the game. 4-3 hat-trick CDOT. A couple of big stops there.
Yeah, cutting through the slot there, I thought that CDOT did a really good job getting the paddle down on the ice and taking away any hole between his pads. And the puck was able to slide the other way. Also on that shift, you don't expect a big hit out of Tal Finberg. Well, he dumped Jemayev into the Danbury bench. A big hit, but Watertown is really controlling the play right now.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric, look no further than Service Stars. Proudly serving all of Fairfield County. So when it breaks, relax. They'll fix it. Check them out at yourservicestars.com. And you know, Josh, we had the privilege of working with Service Stars on a video that we produced a few months ago, and great video if you want to check it out. You can find it on their social media, and also a video coming up about, you can't give too much away, but about the art of the celebration. Should be fun.
Service Stars, a great team over there. Really funny video. You got to check it out. The boys from the junior team had a little bit of fun with a toilet. I'll leave it at that.
The ice crew, not huge fans of us that day. Let's just leave it at that.
Hat-Tricks will have a defensive zone draw.
They have 7 players on the ice.
That's too many. Dave McIsaac trying to pull one tonight.
You know, McIsaac, it's funny. Very subtle person, but him screaming would not be at the top of my list.
LaBelle shot off to a face-off. Tipped high and wide, chipped out to center, and LaBelle will retreat to find it. 6.5 to play in regulation. A 1-goal lead for Danbury. Man across the Hat-Tricks line. Daniluk falls down. Man circling far side. The one-timer from Taylor blocked in front. Rebound try. LaBelle stuffed it wide. To Taylor, far side, is chipped free, and Ruiz racing after it. Johnny Ruiz into the Watertown zone. Ruiz down low, chips it in front. Just the rebound off of Hussey and cleared out to center. Gesso right back into the Wolves zone. Gesso turning and getting stopped by man, getting the puck right back. Gesso leaves it for Mealy. Mealy fires, bobbling Hussey. The rebound try in front. Hussey prone, able to make the stop and cover up. 5:49 left in the third. 4-3 Hat-Tricks. That's really the first chance for the Hat-Tricks in a few minutes.
Yeah, this last stretch here has really been controlled by the Wolves. The Hat-Tricks there with a couple good opportunities. Great individual effort by Johnny Ruiz flying down the left wing and getting very creative with the shot on goal. He just didn't snap it. He was able to chip it and then chip it again off the goalie.
Here's Oliver, the shot blocked in front and chipped out to center. Oliver shot from the point. Here's Atwell chasing back with Mercurio right on his back. 5.5 to play. Atwell finds the puck and will jet through center ice. Up the left side into the zone. Left circle swinging down low. Cutting out in front of the net. Backhand just wide. He's upended. The arm goes up. It'll be a penalty as Watertown touches up. 5:23 to go in regulation. A 1-goal lead for Danbury. And the Hat-Tricks are headed to the Ferrer Electric power play late in the third.
Boy, what a great individual effort there by Atwell, going coast to coast and taking it to the net. And I believe the penalty might be against the goalie Hussey. Might have gotten when he went to try and poke that puck away. He got Atwell in the skates and sent him sprawling to the ice. No matter who the penalty is against, it's the Wolves in the box and a very, very important power play for Danbury with 5:23 to go.
And it will be Gesso to take the draw. Left side circle, he wins it cleanly. Back to Susi at the point. 5:20 in the game. 1:55 on a power play. Susi, center point, left side now Mealy. Mealy back to Susi. Right inside the blue line. Fires, glove by Hussey. 5:11 to play in the game. 1:48 on a power play for the Hat-Tricks. 4-3.
I think the more important service of this power play, too, is trying to get some of that momentum back. Take the wind out of the sails of the Wolves here with only a few minutes left.
The penalty is to Ash. 2 minutes for tripping at 14:57.
Susie.
14:37, excuse me.
Susie on the face-off. Down a look now. Down low. Gesso out to the point. Down a look. Fires. Tipped in. The left pad of Hussey able to make that stop. 90 seconds on the power play. 5 in the game. 1 goal lead for the Hat-Tricks. And the shot from Anderson off the mask of Gesso. It falls off, and that will be a whistle. Anderson rifled that one with 4:51 left. It's a 1 goal lead for Danbury.
That'll wake you up.
1:28 left on the power play.
That'll wake you up, taking one right off the forehead like that, huh?
You know, we mentioned it before. Hussey has seen a lot of rubber in his 3 starts this season. You know, we pointed out in his season debut he made 42 saves. In his second start he made 35 saves. And he's faced 42 shots tonight and made 38 saves in this one. Seems to be a routine nightly occurrence for Hussey, facing a lot of rubber.
Hussey came into the game with that .917 save percentage, a 2-0 record. It's on the line here. Hat-Tricks win the draw, 120 on the power play, 4:45 in the game. A 1 goal lead for Danbury. Down low, Gesso, near corner on the power play, working his way back up top, and will backhand down low for Anderson. Anderson, right circle, working his way to the top of the zone. Center point Anderson, all the way to the left circle now. Anderson, cross-ice feed all the way through. Atwell has it right point. Down low to the circle, at the half wall, Mealy. Down goal line is Gesso, back to Mealy. Now Atwell at the point, fires in front, hits Anderson. The rebound pops high in the air and out of play behind the net. Anderson didn't really have enough room to shoot that puck. It was in his skates, but his shot deflects high and wide. 4:13 left in the game, 50 seconds on the power play. 4-3 Hat-Tricks.
New Haven Nighthawk Brewing, brewed right here in Connecticut and featured at the Rabbit Hole, is the beverage of choice at the Danbury Arena. Grab a cold one and party like you are in the Elm City.
The new American Fanatic Ale, in homage to, I believe, Section 14 at the New Haven Coliseum, Section 102 here at Danbury Arena. Solid stuff.
50 seconds remain on the power play for the Hat-Tricks. They're 1 for 4 on the man advantage in today's game. And, you know, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, you know that. And both teams came in having won 2 straight. In the case of Danbury, their first 2 games of the season in wins. Watertown has won 3 of 4. And when you look at the standings, it's 9 points for Watertown, but it's the better point percentage, top the league for Danbury.
45 seconds left on the power play. Hat-Tricks in the corner. Kuznetsov fires it all the way around the bend. Back to the far point. It's Oliver who keeps it in. Ruiz backhands down low to Bunnell. Bunnell cutting at the far corner with half a minute to go on the power play. Now Atwell, right point. Atwell trying to survey and get a shot in on goal. It was stopped. Cleared down the ice by Watertown. 23 ticks left on the man advantage for the Hat-Tricks. 3:42 in regulation. A 1 goal lead for Danbury. Ruiz across the Watertown line, left circle, cuts back, now plays it in deep, takes a carom off the end boards out in front, and Hussey didn't see it at first, but Watertown's able to clear. 4 seconds left on the man advantage. Here's Mann down low, and Atwell is able to get him off to the side behind the net, and it's hacked away at by Oliver. Back at even strength. Now a penalty coming up against the Hat-Tricks for tripping. 3:16 to go in regulation. 4-3 Hat-Tricks, and it will be Oliver who's going off for tripping. The Hat-Tricks, just like earlier in the game, they ended a power play, gave up a goal. Now ending a power play, giving up a short-handed power play to Watertown now. 2 minutes on that. 3:16 in regulation, a 1 goal lead for Danbury, and just hanging on for dear life here.
Yeah, man got sprung on right wing, and Atwell did a really good job of bodying him into the back wall. But Mann kept his legs moving, kept fighting for the puck, and then Oliver came in and took the penalty. And 3:16 to go. Big kill for Danbury here.
Watertown wins the draw. McDonald at the point. D-to-D Taylor near side. Walking the line, fires in, and it's stopped by CDOT just to the side of the net. Garrett can't find it for the hat tricks. It's kept in. McKechnie at the point. Jemayeff left circle. Back to McKechnie. Now center point Taylor. Taylor fires, tipped in front. Rebound try, saved by CDOT. Unbelievable. How did that puck not go in? And the hat tricks live with 30 seconds into this power play. Now the shot with Jemayeff, fires high and wide. White duck along the near boards, can't get it out. DiCostanzo at the slot, fires. Shot stopped by CDOT. Along the corner now, it's hammered around the other side and out to center. Ogick racing after it. 45 seconds into the penalty kill for the hat tricks. Ogick at the line, chips in, and will go off for a change. 1:10 on the power play, 2:25 in regulation. 4-3 hat trick. CDOT making an outstanding save shorthanded to keep the hat trick's lead intact. McDonald at center ice, working against Anderson, circling back, under a minute to go on the power play. 2:10 in the game. Atwell finds that puck at his own line, high off the glass, and hammers down all the way to Watertown ice. Hussey behind his own net. 2 minutes to play in regulation. 43 on the man advantage for Watertown. Taylor up the right side, cross ice to McDonald across the hat tricks line. Left circle. McDonald working down low. Short side shot fired, and it's off the side of the net as the net came off. 33 seconds left on the power play for Watertown. 1:49 in regulation. 4-3 hat tricks. I wonder if Hussey may come to the bench here. Looks like he's going to stay put.
Yeah, staying put for the time being, and I'll tell you who's got ants in his pants. That's Easton Oliver. He has not been able to sit while in the penalty box. He knows that his penalty, if it leads to a power play goal, means that a 3-goal lead is going to be wiped out, and it's going to be a tie game late here in the third period. And so Oliver rooting on his teammates. They're making his season debut for the hat tricks after being released by Port Huron the other day.
It's a timeout from Watertown here. 1:49 to play. 4-3 hat tricks and 33 seconds left on the power play for Watertown. I really wonder if Hussey might stay at the bench here, get the two-man advantage down a goal, but I don't know. We'll see what Brent Clark does.
That whole man advantage, he was playing basically between the hash marks of the faceoff dot, so he was out a little bit further than you normally see. However, goaltenders do regularly come out that far to try and mitigate the pucks all the way down the ice, but you'll love to see it. Watertown scored a lot of goals so far this year, so it wouldn't shock me to see the coach just trust his power play either. It's been a lot of offensive zone time.
Well, Hussey's going back.
So Hussey back in there. I would imagine you're correct, though, partner. They get some sustained pressure and set it up with 33 seconds left. You got to take that chance. You see him here already out basically to the top of the circles.
Exactly. He looks like he's ready to go. If they win the face-off, the hat tricks win it and clear it off the glass and down. 1:45 to play. Hussey has to stay in the net. 25 on the power play. McDonald circling back behind his own net. 20 seconds on the power play. 1:35 in the game. McDonald drops it back for Taylor. Taylor across the line. Hussey is coming to the bench. Cross ice feed out in front. McDonald backhand try. Stopped by CDOT into the corner. It's out to the point. McKechnie right side from McKechnie to Taylor. One-timer off the side of the net. 3 seconds left on the penalty. Jemayeff side of the net. Near side. Jemayeff out in front. One-timer stopped by CDOT and somehow covers up. Cooper CDOT keeping the hat tricks lead alive. 1:11 to play. Back at even strength. And a 1-goal lead for Danbury, thanks to Cooper CDOT in the net.
Yeah, CDOT's been at his best on this penalty kill for Danbury. He has made 3 outstanding saves while down on the ice. Point-blank opportunities for the Watertown Wolves, and he made the save against all of their biggest scorers, McDonald and Jemayeff and Mann as well. 3 huge saves made during this penalty kill by CDOT.
1:11 left in the third. Hussey back in the net, so 5-on-5. Ruiz will take this draw near side circle. 1-goal lead for Danbury. 71 seconds to play. It's won by Watertown. Mealy at the point now. The shot from the far side is stopped, and CDOT covers up. Hussey had gone to the bench. He'll go back into the goal. 1:05 to play. 6 seconds off the clock there. Jemayev shot stopped and slowed down, able to be covered by CDOT. 4-3 hat tricks. Far side circle this time. Bunnell will take the draw against McDonald, or McKechnie rather. Bunnell wins that to the side, and Atwell is able to find it. Atwell chips it softly through center. Ruiz across the Watertown line. Ruiz right circle out in front, and Mealy couldn't find that chance to hammer home. Ruiz back on the puck, leaves it for Bunnell, who plays it all the way back down to Oliver, who's out of the box. 47 seconds left in the game. 4-3 hat tricks. Puck goes deep into the Watertown zone. 40 seconds left. Hussey's going to follow the Wolves up the ice. Taylor stopped at the line. Hussey has to go back into his cage. Mercurio in his own zone. 30 seconds left. 4-3 hat tricks. The Wolves starting the breakout. Hussey to the bench. Extra attacker on for Watertown. McDonald far circle. Out in front. One-timer. Stop. CDOT rebound. Covered up. CDOT able to smother the rebound. 18.6 to play in the third. 4-3 Danbury.
Watertown got the scoring opportunity they wanted. They got a great setup with the 6-on-5 point-blank shot, and again, CDOT makes the big save. He has made 34 saves in this game so far.
An outstanding job by him tonight. Him probably will have to make another save here in the last 18.6. 4-3 Danbury. Gordy Bunnell will take this face-off in an empty net for Watertown. 6-on-5. DiCostanzo to take the draw in the right circle, and Bunnell wins it backwards, and CDOT will come out of the net to play that puck as the clock kept running a little bit too long. They'll put some time back on it. 17.4 as of now.
Clock never started. Clock never started.
And now McDonald was giving it to the official, and the official just warned him. This is not exactly the time for McDonald, the best player Watertown has, to pick up an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And the assistant coach, by the way.
Yes.
In his defense, though, also not a great time to have the wrong time on the clock. Only 18 seconds left. 15 makes that significantly different.
Absolutely.
So they're going to talk about.
It was 18.6 before the draw. The draw, no time ran off. I was watching that one. No time ran off. Now the faceoff's coming all the way down.
They might be giving McDonald a penalty here. I wonder. The referee pointed to the box. Not real happy with McDonald. Right now there's 18.0 on the clock. 4-3 hat tricks. And all of the players are migrating over towards the hat tricks, the Watertown zone. And now a 2-minute penalty against McDonald has been put up on the scoreboard.
That is very. I mean, that's just undisciplined. You can't have that. You can be upset, and maybe it was a quick trigger by the official too. I don't know what was said, what wasn't said.
Was McDonald kicked from the game?
He might have been thrown out of the game because I do not see him on the ice. I do not see him on the bench.
So LaBelle is going to go over and
serve the penalty.
There's 18 seconds left. Hat tricks have to win at least one more face-off here. They're going to have a 5-on-4 advantage. 18 seconds. Face-off on the left circle for Johnny Ruiz against DiCostanzo. Ruiz just hammers into the corner. It's taken by Bunnell behind the net, and Mealy out in front. Oliver one-timer wide of the net. 16 to go. In the corner, Bunnell working his way down behind the net with 10 seconds left. DiCostanzo trying for one last rush for Watertown with 6 seconds left. His outlet intercepted by Ruiz, hammered back to the line. Mealy will take it with one left, and the horn will sound. The hat tricks win 4-3 against Watertown. 8 of the first 9 points of the season won by the hat tricks, and they remain unbeaten on the early season. 4-3, Danbury takes it over Watertown.
Well, they don't make it easy, do they? Even when they have a nice lead in the third period, it's been game after game now, the first 3, in which Danbury, it ends up being close at the end. But, they found a way, and boy, did Cooper CDOT make the difference in this one late in the game, especially during that late power play by Watertown. And, boy, the Wolves are none too happy as they're skating off the ice. Their officials heard a couple words from them as well. But Danbury gets the win, and they remain undefeated on the season.
Well, we were right about Gesso. He gets the barrel from Litchfield Distillery, and the hat tricks win it 4-3. the Hattricks trailed for the first time all season with the first goal tonight from Watertown, and they answered back quickly. Just a few seconds later, they were able to tie it with Gesso, who got the ball rolling. Hattricks scored 4 in a row before a little bit of a slip up in that third period, but they held on when it counted, and Cooper Cedot, the second straight game, the last game in overtime, outstanding tonight in the third period, might have been his best of the first 3 games so far, and a huge reason the Hattricks won this game.
Yeah, listen, you judge, a goalie on a whole 60-minute performance or 65, it goes to overtime, whatever, but you really, really pay attention to what they do in the biggest, most important moments of a game. And, we talked about Cedot in the overtime win, how he allowed the 2 late third period goals, but yet in overtime, he played his best, stopped that breakaway, made 3 other big saves. And here tonight, he allows the 2 goals in the third period. Danbury allows them, but it goes on the goalie's record. And he allows those 2 goals. And then what does he do from that point on? He throws up the brick wall. He just stoned him. And listen, I was at least, 5 slam dunk opportunities that he kept out of the net.
Oh, yeah, and 3 of them in about a 2-minute span.
Well, that one power play.
That one power play. Outrageous saves from Cedot. And I think what it comes down to with Danbury tonight, they were just really outplayed for about a 12-minute span in the third period. They were outplayed from a few minutes into the third down here until probably 3 or 4 minutes left. Other than that, Danbury played a very solid game, but it's just that same thing that happened on Saturday evening against Port Huron. You can't let a team back in the game. You're up 4-1 in the third period. You get a huge insurance goal. That has to be the end of the game, and I think that's what Dave McIsaac's going to preach in the locker room.
And who knows what happens if McDonald doesn't take that penalty. I know it was only 18 seconds left, but that's just a terrible penalty to take, and they had the Hattricks reeling on their back foot, and that just ended it completely. Hattricks able to win 1 face-off and ice the game.
Yeah, and it takes the face-off out of the offensive zone. So, you lose the power play. You lose the man advantage. You lose the face-off in the offensive zone. You lose it because you don't get it. So, extremely, extremely undisciplined, maneuver there by McDonald. But it's to Danbury's, credit, and they come out, 4-3 win, and, a perfect start to the season so far. 3 wins in 3 games. They do it here at Danbury Arena. Now they need to take it on the road, and they'll play Port Huron on Friday and Saturday, so kind of a rematch of that season opening series. But now you play it in Michigan, so long trip ahead of the Hattricks, and then a tough opponent on the road. And they likely will have to do it without Steve Mealy, maybe for a little stretch, because he, of course, was hurt in the second period today and was unable to finish this one.
The Hattricks, for the first time, allow less than 4 goals on the season. They'll have to take that on the road with them. It could have been less if it wasn't for that few-minute stretch Chad spoke about. That just it wasn't what the Hattricks need to have going in their defensive zone. But they win 4-3. They take it out to Michigan now for Port Huron, like you said, and then back home next weekend, or home and home with Watertown next Friday and Saturday. So some more condensed hockey in the next couple weeks for the Hattricks, but so far so good. 8 points out of 9, and they are sitting pretty at the top of this league so far.
And certainly, a solid debut for Dustin Gesso, a goal and an assist for him in his debut, created just a ton offensively throughout the entire game for them. So, certainly a key addition there. And I thought kind of an underrated, if you will, something you wouldn't really focus on because it doesn't show up in the score sheet, but a nice professional debut, I thought, for Tobias Ogick. He got more and more ice time as the game went on, and I thought he played very, very well, was very smart with the puck, especially on the penalty kill, getting it in deep back into the offensive zone. I thought he had a very, very nice debut.
He made that one play along this near side where he could have kept skating, but he was 1-on-3, just got it deep and got off for a change. Smart hockey there from the Hattricks, and a 4-3 win for Danbury. They head to 3-0 on the season, 2 regulation wins, 1 overtime win, and they now have 8 points on the season. The Wolves dropped to 3-2 on the season, and the Hat Tricks will head out to Port Huron for a 2-game set with the Prowlers coming up Friday and Saturday. Thanks for joining us here on the Hat Tricks YouTube page from Danbury Arena. I'm Josh Starr for Chad Oakland-Jolin and Jim Cerny. The Hat Tricks take it 4-3. They remain perfect on the season as they head to their first road trip of the year. Danbury 4, Watertown 3. We will see you on November 20th for Teacher Appreciation Night here at Danbury Arena. Thanks for joining us. Hat Tricks take it 4-3.